look very clean to me. What about you? Oh, look, don't tell fibs. Go and wash your face. Have you got your dinner money?
Yeah.
Oh, well, sit down. Wow. No, you can't have threatened. Sit down, I'll put your shoes on. Oh, no! Oh, dear. I know how you do these up.
Temper.
Look, they're going back to school today. There's clothes to get ready and shoes to clean, and you're no help.
Well, you've had 5 weeks to prepare for today, love.
Oh, very funny. Peter, you've not gone back to bed, have you?
Where the flaming heck is that socialist here in the 19th century?
You've had 5 weeks to prepare for today, haven't you?
Just...
You're not leaving all those there.
Well, I'm in a bit of a rush, though.
Oh, Ken, if you leave them there, I'll burn you.
Never burn books, love. Ever. Any books. They're living things.
Oh, it's o'clock. Come on, get your coats on. Why can't we have a little car? You can't have threepence.
They only want threepence. You want a car.
Well, other families have little cars. It's just to drop me at school and
Wait, listen, you. When I suggested having a car earlier this year, you were dead against it.
Well, you know that was because of David, but it would make life easier.
Yeah, and costlier.
Hello. Oh, I'm sorry.
Hello.
I got the wrong time. I thought I ought to get this back to you.
Oh, great, thanks.
Throw it on the floor.
Yeah. Is that where books go in this house?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, by the way, I've asked Len to come in and put some more shelves up. It's better than keeping them there in the wardrobe, isn't it? Or burning them.
Hello, you two. Back at school today. Happiest days of your life, you did but know it. Here, 6 each from Uncle Alan.
Oh, look
great.
at that.
Good girl.
Well, if this carries on, love, they'll be able to buy the car, won't they? Cheerio. Cheerio.
Bye-bye, Kim.
Hello, Len.
Hello.
More bookshelves.
More bookshelves.
Oh, well, I suppose they need. Go on, get a move on. Set it off.
Bye-bye.
You know where I keep the tea, don't you?
Ta-da.
Are you walking down?
No, no, Len's here. I think I'll have a word with him.
All right, have a few. If you're stuck for any, there's a couple of dictionaries in there. Ta-da.
Ta-da. A word?
Oh, you know, just pass the time of day, ask how you are, that sort of thing.
Me, I'm fine, mate. I'm busy, but I'm fine. How are you?
Oh, I'm all right. Lots of spare time on my hands, but it's all right if there's racing on telly and not so good if there isn't.
I'll bet. You lucky devil, sitting there in front of the fire picking out all the winners out of the morning paper.
Well, you make it sound very good, but you know what they say about the devil in idle hands.
Let's hope he doesn't find any work for you, eh?
Let's hope not.
Anything happening, then?
What?
Any jobs in the offing?
No. Well, it's early days yet, isn't it?
Oh, well.
I had a bit of a laugh the other day. I ran into a chap called Hawksworth.
Charlie Hawksworth, used car dealer.
That's the man.
I know him.
Yes, I know. That's the laugh about it. I went to see him, you know, about work prospects, and he came the old business about recession of industry and suggested I go and see a man called Leonard Fairclough. I didn't know whether to tell him about all those stars we had together in Jib.
Alan, stop beating around the bush. If you're going to ask me, ask me.
Ask you what?
Oh, heaven protect me from this flipping pride of yours. Get rid of it, chuck it out the window. There's nothing to be proud about.
Everybody's got something to be proud about.
Not with me. Look, Alan, my old darling, my old mucker, my old shipmate. If anything turns up, I'll let you know, eh? Not that I owe you anything.
That's the whole point, isn't it, Fairclough? You don't owe me anything. You think of all the women I've taken away from you.
You can say that again.
Look, Len, it's not so much for me. It's just for Elsie's peace of mind.
What was it you were saying about all the women you've taken away from me?
Backyard with these, is it, Mum?
Please, Billy, love.
And then that's a lot.
Thank you.
You only have to ask, Mother. Only don't come here too often, that's all.
He's such a help and comfort to me.
Yeah, well, I suppose it's reciprocal.
Pardon, love.
You know, mutual.
In what way, Hilda?
Well, I mean, with him being your son, like, and him living here, and him being very handy and obliging, and it being, so to speak, an established business.
And her being, so to speak, unable to mind her own business.
You're running low on disinfectant, Mrs. Walker. All I was going to say, Mr. Walker...
I know what you were going to say. Can I have a quiet word with you now?
Yes, of course, love. I wonder, dear, would you mind doing the toilets?
I've done the toilets.
Well, one can always improve on one's work.
Only way I can improve on them toilets is to stick a vase of flowers in them.
Well, what about a cup of tea?
You'd think I was a nosy Parker or something. Folks' own affairs is their own affairs, I always say. There isn't a woman in this street keeps herself more to herself than me.
All the same, Billy, she's got a point.
What about?
Well, you know, father's footsteps. This is a good business.
Oh, no, Mum. Pubs are for drinking in, not working in. Besides, I'm committed.
Oh.
Yeah, well, you might say I've burned me boats, I've hatched me bridges, and I've counted all my feathers in one basket. I've found that garage I was looking for, and I have bought it.
You've not.
Yes, I have. Canal garage.
That's the one where they burn the tires. There's all those bits of motor cars scattered around.
It's also not far from the site where Mr. Rose and Mr. Royce started, and they're not doing too bad, are they?
Oh, Billy, are you sure you're doing the right thing?
Well, I'm not daft, even if you are, my mother. Look, the important thing is not the work you do yourself, but who you employ to do it for you.
Well, then, and who are you going to find in this neighbourhood?
Would you believe that not 100 miles from here is a first-class motor mechanic who hasn't exactly got more work than he can handle?
You mean?
I mean Alan Howard.
Yes, that's the thought.
It's a dog.
Ah, no. Before me is a man of infinite perception and with a knowledge of world affairs. A dog. It is that.
What do you get for it? 2 brownstones?
Oh, a fair price, Stanley. A fair price and some fine words. And I'm telling you, I'll be getting an even fairer price and some of the most highfalutin words after he trots home and wins his little race next Monday night at the Flapper Track.
What?
At the Flapper Track.
Well, get him out of here before he messes on the flipping carpet, will you?
Ah, you're bothering your head about nothing at all. He did all that just now out in your lobby when I brought him in.
Oh, she'll flaming kill me.
No, she won't. Not after you've bought her a few drinks out of a couple of quid that I'm going to give you for being nursemaid to this noble creature. I'm not counting what you're going to win on him. After he does a little tango with that electrified hair and the two of them go waltzing together past the winning post.
Come again?
There now. Didn't I say your Uncle Stanley would ask awkward questions? And you said he wouldn't. Look, Stan, you know what it's like up at the lodging house? There's old Mrs. Kelly who is boarding, keeping and fleecing 10 of us. There's 5 fine lads from County Kerry who are knocking up scaffolds for the McAlpines. There's 4 young lads from the banks of the Lee who are digging dirty great big holes for Mr. Finnell and Mr. Corrigan. Me good self and me old cart. Yet, that bloomin' old hag won't allow this decent English pedigree greyhound dog through our portals. Ah, now, Mrs. Kelly, I said, there's something in the race relations...
It's not staying here. It's not staying here.
Look, Stanley, look, all you've got to do is to, get the missus to make up a nice drop of broth out of an old sheep's head.
No.
And then for breakfast, an egg, well beaten up in a drop of milk and just a dash of this port wine.
Listen, you're trying to tempt me, aren't you? When I say no, I mean no.
What did I tell you? And you argued with me, didn't you? That man, he's too generous by half.
Eh?
Ah, well, now it's true, isn't it? I mean, there's these 9 lads up at Mrs. Kelly's. They're going to have a bit of a flutter on Duke here. And then after he wins the race, they're going to buy up McAlpine just for the pleasure of firing the foreman. But you, Stanley, you're not interested. If there's money to be made, you'd rather go to a more deserving cause. They don't make people like you nowadays. Generous, that's what you are. Always thinking of others.
Put it in the backyard.
Well, it's not very well tooled up, is it?
You won't be tuning up Formula 2, so you can forget all the Oulton Park stuff. This is bread and butter. This is, hey, I think my rear axle's gone, and can I have it back for this afternoon?
Yes, I know. Well, I suppose we can make something of the place.
Well, I wasn't after your opinion of the premises. I was offering you a job.
Yes, but what am I going to be taken home from here on a Friday night?
Well, not much at first, but if I do well, you'll do well with me.
Yes, that's fair enough.
Oh, take your time. I mean, would you like a fortnight in the Bahamas to think about it?
Look, I know it looks like that, but you know the thing that's biting me more than anything? Oh. The only boss I've ever had in my life is me. I'm just wondering how you're going to be able to take that.
Oh, we don't know very much about each other, do we? Now, if you'd been around when I lived up here, you'd know what everybody else knows. I'm a very understanding fella. So if you start acting like your boss, well, knowing what I know, there's only one thing I can do about it, isn't there? Kick your teeth in.
Yes, that's fair enough.
There's something else you ought to know about me. There are 1 or 2 clever devils who'll be only too glad to see my chin at the deck. Oh, I've heard them, you know. Billy Walker, all mouth. But I'm telling you, mate, they're going to be disappointed. Because I'm going to build this business into something good. I'll have to work them to the bare bones. And if you're on the payroll, you'll have to do the same.
All right.
On the other side of that wall is a toy factory. Now I want it. It's not very big, but it's big enough. Now it's on the slides now, and I want to be ready for it. I make a nice little showroom with that, about a dozen quality used cars, you know, the real thing. A little office. Use my pen, Mr. So-and-so. Make the check out to Walker Motors Limited, 850 guineas. Oh, go on, all right, to you, pounds. Oh, well, I won't get that. Sitting on my backside drinking tea, will I?
Well, I'm not afraid of work. That's why I'm here.
Good. Oh, and you can forget what I said about checks, because for the first 2 years, until we're established, it's cash on the nail. I've seen enough of that in the smoke. Checks bouncing all over the floor. Well, if your skin's that thin, there's going to be an awful lot of blood about the place.
Well, it isn't.
Are you working for me, then?
Are you asking me? All right.
It's a deal. Come into the office and let's talk money.
Cheers, love.
Cheers.
Ah, you remembered, Chuck.
Remember what?
Us anniversary.
What anniversary?
Well, I don't know. I thought you'd remembered.
I don't remember what I'm supposed to remember.
Oh, well, never mind. It doesn't matter. It's the thought, isn't it?
Yeah. What thought?
Well, you and me, like. We've been together a fair bit. We've had us good times and us bad times, but... Oh, well, buy me this drop of port. I know what you're trying to say, Stan, only you don't like saying it. You love me, don't you?
Well, of course I do, Chuck.
Ah, Stan. What was that?
It sounded like a dog, didn't it? You know.
Any luck yet?
No. Still, the good jobs are worth waiting for, aren't they? I was a bit rough on him this morning.
What's he hoping to get?
I don't know, love. I don't think he knows himself. I'll have a large gin and tonic while there's nobody watching. Make it a bit of lemon, love.
£7 bob.
Oh, now what have I done with my purse? Oh, well, see, lose your head if it was loose.
Oh, you've not lost it, have you?
No, I've left it at home. Hang on a minute, love.
Don't be daft, I'll buy it for you.
You will not.
Well, why not, for heaven's sake?
Well, I don't go sponging off people. I'm not the Ogdens, you know.
Oh, you touch your devil. How many £7 bobs have I had out of you?
That doesn't make any difference. Put it on the slate.
£7 bob yours, then. Money.
Yeah, happiness won't buy it, love.
Only one answer. Marry a millionaire.
Oh, and he'd drop you for something younger if he fancied the idea. I'll tell you something, Lucille. If you ever get married...
If?
I beg your pardon. When you get married, forget all the fancy stuff like the confetti, the ring and the rice. Get yourself a good solicitor and draw up a contract.
Oh, that sounds like a good idea for the fellas, too. I undertake not to pester my husband for a car, dishwasher, deep freeze, etc., etc.
That's not valid.
Isn't it? Do you want to know what I had for breakfast this morning? A slice of toast, followed by a crankshaft, and then grilled gearbox.
She deserves it.
And what do I deserve?
Val.
And who says women don't need solicitors?
Do you know what it's like for a woman at home, running a home, doing a full-time job, cooking, cleaning, looking after the kids,
right.
while you fellas toddle off to work, as you call it, guffawing all over the place?
That's a good word.
I read it in a book somewhere. You stand around with half pints of mild in your hand, talking to your mates. All you want to do is to buy a few things to make life easy for her.
Yeah, well, I'll have half shandy, please, though. Quiet in here today, isn't it?
That's what I said.
Mac, with your leave, let me give your Ben but sixpence.
Nay, go away, he sleeps.
Me thinks he peeps.
No, when he wakens, he weeps. I pray you, go hence.
Give me leave him to kiss and lift up the clout. What the devil is this? He has got a long snout. What a lot of flipping rubbish.
That is culture, mate. That load of rhubarb is culture. You see, he's pinched his sheep and he's trying to pass it off with his baby, his wife's baby.
The Wakefield Nativity, a morality play. Is that the kind of morality they have up in Wakefield? I thought they went in for rugby.
Funny though, isn't it? When you think of Val Barlow lying there at night, staring out of the window, looking at the lamplight, she's thinking of who's going to change the flex on the iron. And there's Ken Barlow lying next to her, thinking of Vishnu.
Who's she?
I don't know, another sheep stealer, I shouldn't wonder.
But they can't always have been thinking about culture and irons. They have got a couple of kids.
Good thinking.
I've got an even better thought. Methinks it's time you and me went for a couple of drinks.
They're not all robbers.
Look, a shiny heap of tin. You sign on the dotted line. 2 years to pay. That's 400 quid, plus interest, plus interest, plus interest, and so on and
You're
so on.
stingy.
All right, well, if not chucking money down the drain is being stingy, then...
Well, look, Cyril got to know quite a few good second-hand car dealers when he was in the, Anyway, ask him.
Oh, there's good and bad.
Yeah.
Are you talking about motor cars?
They are. I'm not. I'm off.
Oh, hang on, wait for it. There's hundreds of racehorses all over the country, sitting on their backsides, picking their teeth with their hooves, waiting for me to phone up their trunk.
Come on, bye-bye. There we are. Hello.
Give me a pint of beer to fill me up with good cheer and hurry it up, I'm dying to sup. That's culture.
Oh, aye, and what rhymes with and I'll have a gin as well?
Easy, you can go to hell. I didn't mean it.
Today might be the day.
Yeah, well, I hope so. He said he'd meet me here anyway.
Who's knocking on your door?
Hey, for me? Don't like telegrams. Duct tape. Listen to this. Order champagne. Landed job at Canal Garage. See you later. Love, Alan. Isn't that just like him? Fourpence in his pocket and he sends a telegram.
You started already.
And before long he'll own the place.
They found house again.
It's Alan, love. He's landed a job at the Canal Garage. I'm just saying, the owner doesn't know what he's signed on. Before long he'll be running the place.
Oh, I hope not, dear. It's Billy's garage.
I walked right into that one, didn't I?
Not on the bed, Stanley Ogden. I'm not having it, and that's flat.
Well, where's the poor little beggar going to sleep?
In scullery or in yard?
It'll shatter his confidence.
Well, what do you think your snoring all night's going to do to him? Not to mention them socks of yours smouldering on the carpet.
I got a point there, too. I'll make a bed for him under the slop stone, that's it. Listen, I'm only doing this for you, Chuck.
Oh, yeah?
Look, every time we've had money, it's gone wrong, hasn't it? This time it's not. You're going to have some nice clothes. You look smashing in nice clothes.
Oh, don't be so daft.
No, honest. Are you going shopping?
Yeah, just for a few things, that's all.
Well, could you get me one or two things?
Yeah, of course I will, love.
Well, look, I want a box of matches and get those from the corner shop.
Right.
I want some fags.
Fags.
Bessie's in Artillery Street, you know. Oh, and I want some razor blades, no?
Razor blades.
The chemist in Waterloo Road, eh?
Yeah.
And hair cream, no. That new shop in Northmore Street, you know.
Well, I can get all them things at our earners.
Yes, well, now, you see, if you take the dog with you for company, you can get some exercise, won't you?
I think, Stanley Ogden, the word is mush.
Oh dear, half an hour between customers and I've got to come flying home to iron the kids' clothes.
Oh, I'm sorry, Chuck. I shouldn't have sneaked in for a cup of tea.
Oh, you're always welcome, you know that.
Oh, it's just that I get sick of looking at the wall and waiting for Alan, that's all.
You know, I suppose Ken's right. A car is a big expense. With repairs, insurance, tax, MOT.
Yeah.
When we had the last one, we never went anywhere. Just stood outside the house like a decoration most of the time. That was a nice car that Alan had.
You know, Chuck, I love sneaking in here for a cup of tea. But today of all days, must you mention motor cars?
Oh,
Hello. I thought I might find you here when you weren't at home.
Oh.
Now, you're not going to have a row, are you?
Are we? You stay and referee.
Why, what's up?
I'll tell you what's up. But first of all, congratulations.
About what? Oh, the job. You got the telegram?
Oh, yes, I got the telegram.
Well, it's not chairman of ICI, but at least it'll save wear and tear on my pinstripe.
I'm very pleased for you.
So what's up?
Well, first of all, I don't know quite how much you're getting, but could you ask them for another 2 bob?
What for?
So the next time that you send me a telegram, I can have the full story.
I told you the full story.
Oh, no, you did not. You never mentioned Billy Walker, and Muggins here reads the whole telegram out in front of his loving mother.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, Annie Walker chalked up a beauty.
Oh, well, if the fight's over, I'll put the kettle on.
Oh, thank you.
It was a draw, by the way.
Well, are you pleased?
Yes, of course I'm pleased. Like you say, it's not exactly chairman of the ICI, but it is a start.
Right, Tom.
Hey, do you do dogs?
We do anybody, sir.
Flapper track dogs, you know.
Oh, no. You've got to see the bookie on the track about that.
Well, look, keep it quiet. If it odd gets round, the odds will go down, you know.
What the devil is this? It has got a long snout.
We heard you'd had an addition, Stanley.
What is it, an half-starved bulldog?
This is a greyhound.
Can it do tricks? Hello, Bonzo.
You'll be surprised.
Oh, it's a winner, is it then?
No. Just a pet dog, that's all, you know.
He's training it to come in here and put bets on. When a dog starts putting bets on dogs...
It goes to the dogs.
Exactly. You know, I think he's exercising it. The full kennel-made bit.
Oh, just little walkies, you know, a few lampposts and then home.
It's a track dog.
Yes, but don't keep it yourself, will you?
Do you call that exercising it?
Well, it's mental exercise, isn't it, you know? Showing it what goes on, you see, why it's got to win, what goes on behind its back. Ta-da. Go on out, kid.
Sue, Peter, come on, your tea's ready.
Well, I've done it. Took some doing, but I've done it.
Is that ours?
Well, yours and mine.
Oh, what made you choose that colour?
Colour?
Oh, Ken, it's a bit small, isn't it? I mean, the kids are growing.
What am I going to do a trade in for a revolver?
Mr. Ogden's had to go to an important owners and trainers meeting, so I've shoved it in the backyard for a bit.
Hey, you didn't mind me bringing them bits and things, did you? Oh. They're only bits and pieces of meat and potato pie that the lads have left on the sides of the plates. Oh, and that packet of crisps.
Oh, yes, it'll do for its supper.
I hope I'm doing the right thing, you know. I mean, I've got it in the back of my mind that you shouldn't feed a greyhound.
Oh. Well, Duke seems to think so, and he's a greyhound, so he ought to know. Oh, he's a funny dog, you know. He loves them bits you brought and some bacon rinds our Irma fetched round, but he wouldn't touch the tin of dog meat I got for him. But our Stan galloped it down and asked for more.
Did he know it was dog meat?
Oh, you don't tell your husband everything, Chuck. Besides, it smelt lovely, and it was 2 and 7 a tin.
Well, here's to Duke.
And me.
I suppose you are looking after that noble creature in the manner prescribed.
Like one of the flipping family, mate.
Ah, you're a fine fella. You know, they threw away the mould. Hey, all me mates, they're going to put their overtime money on that little bear well. Mind you, they were a bit reluctant at first, if you don't mind me saying so, seeing as how it was Stan Ogden and all, you know. You have exercised him and kept him to his diet.
He knows the score.
Well, what more can you expect of a dog? Here's to next Monday night.
What's happening next Monday night?
What's happening next Monday? I'm only taking him up to the flapper track for the big race, haven't I?
The big race?
Aye.
The dog?
Aye. So, remember, Mum's the word.
Yes.
Hey, Stan! Are you there? Stanley! What do you have?
Oh, well, a pint. Hello. Just having a minute, you know.
Good luck to you. Well, where is he?
Who?
Me dog!
Oh, well, it's taking him for a walk, you know.
A walk? On the day of the big race?
Oh, around the block, it'll get his muscles going, you know.
Oh, I suppose it'll be all right.
Yeah.
Tell me, has he eaten well?
I use off my flaming bed.
Ah, never mind. You won't regret it, I promise you. Huh? By this time tomorrow night, we'll all be on Drambuie shandies.
I'll get up there.
No, not yet.
Why not?
Tactics.
Tactics?
Yeah, well, what I mean, like, is you and I, we're going to be all right, because we're going to be able to put our few pennies on up at the track. But then we're only a couple of cogs in a much bigger operation altogether.
Oh.
I don't want to mention any names, but there's a couple of very big lads involved in this one.
Huh?
Oh, aye. And if I was as much as to be seen with the dog until just before the race, you never know. Someone might smell a rat. Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
So, I'll see you later, Stan.
Right.
Oh, and remember, Mum's the word.
Oh, don't worry, son. All right, love.
Oh, yes, never any trouble for me in this one. We're what you might call very sympathetic, me and Duke, aren't we, love? They are. You go to your Uncle Stanley while your Auntie Hilda gets the dinner out the oven.
Come on, now, kid. You've got to make a bob or two for me, aren't you? How far did you get then?
Oh, just as far as the corner shop. what? And you know what? He was as good as gold all the time we was in there.
Doubt he's going to be out the front there, aren't you, son, with that head right in front there. Hey, stomach smells good.
Yeah.
What's that?
Get yourself some fish and chips.
What about...
Oh, and while you're passing Dave Smith's, put that on Duke for me. Huh? I wouldn't like him to think I haven't got complete faith in his athletic facilities. Oh. Come on, Chunky. Here we are, then. Hey, I love.
And tell Sue to get her shoes on.
Come on, love, come on. At this rate, we're going home time before we get there.
All right, I'm not taking them to school like something that's fallen off a flitting. Let me see. Oh, your nails are because you've been shut.
All right, look, so put them in the bath tonight, but let's go, shall we?
Like a kid with a new
Do you want me to run you there or don't you?
Do we have a choice?
Damn.
Now
I
what?
forgot my watch. Hang on a minute, will you?
Oh, it's a waste of time to comb your hair, isn't it?
Haven't you had enough, then? Ah, don't they feed you proper in your house? Never mind, Auntie Hilda's made plenty. Just wait there, love.
Hello?
Hello? Oh, hello, Chuck.
I just thought I'd better tell you.
What?
Gilt-edged have dropped another point.
Oh.
Hey, that smells good.
Oh, yeah. Nothing but the best for Duke.
My old fella used to keep greyhounds, you know.
All right.
My mum reckons he never got over it when he found out I only had 2 legs instead of 4. You know, nothing my old chap didn't used to know about dog racing. He could stop 'em and start 'em practically at will.
How do you mean, love? Stop 'em and start 'em?
Oh, there are a lot of that used to go on in dog racing, Hilda. Yes, of course, that was in those days. I mean, they're a lot stricter now. But then, oh my jingo. If you knew that your dog was a good thing, you give it a good feed before a race and then put your money on something else.
Oh. A good feed?
To stop it, you know.
Oh.
Well, what do you think then?
I still don't like the colour.
Oh, come on, love. I mean, I know it's not a Rolls-Royce convertible, but it's a snip at 150 quid. I mean, the North Star Oyster now, what with the White Scar Caves, the Truffles Bowland. Probably cold. Oh, once more for luck. Funny, it was running all right this morning. Yeah.
I suppose you do realise, Councillor, that if we weren't pouring our money into this place every week, we could be in Spain next year with our buckets and spades.
I don't want to be in Spain.
Oh?
I might end up in one of them posh hotels with the unfinished swimming pool.
Oh.
Well, that's it, mate. How would you like to make your fame and fortune in a little Yankee with me?
No thanks, mate. My flaming luck's bad enough already without mating it with yours.
Oh, well, please yourself. But when I have that interview on television, don't say I didn't give you the chance, eh?
Haha.
Come on, darling, cheer up. It's our money we're losing, not yours.
Hello, Stan.
Hello.
Suppose you have seen that notice up there? The one that says customers aren't allowed to bring their own food in here.
Go on, Al. Good day with that.
Why?
I'll put some more money on that dog, you know.
I've told you you've got to see the bookie at the track.
You're not still wasting your money on that Irish bloodhound, are you? The one you lumbered with?
That's my business.
Look, Stanley, do yourself a favour. Back against it, and then at least you've got the chance of not being licked by one dog.
You reckon?
Well, look, it's obvious, isn't it? I mean, do yourself a favour. If he thought that dog stood a cat in hell's chance of winning, he wouldn't have left it with you all week, would he?
Maybe he's no choice, mate. Tactics.
Tactics?
If you've got a secret weapon, you don't put it in the shop window, do you? You keep it in the wraps, don't you? Till you're ready to strike. Please yourselves. If we don't start, I didn't give you the tip.
You don't think for once in his life he could be right, do you?
No.
Trouble?
No, Stanley. No, I always do this to my best shirt before I go to school.
Ah, ta-ra.
I say it's a marvellous invention when you think about it, the motor car.
What's up?
I don't know. The engine just keeps cutting out.
Have a look.
Yeah, like this.
There. It's not that, is it?
Come on.
Oh, look.
Did you get it on then?
What?
Me too, Bob?
Oh, no, I'll get you... Oh, yes, love, yeah. And a couple of quid for myself, too, you know.
Oh.
Well, I mean, you've got to speculate to accumulate them, yeah?
Oh, yeah, that's right, love. Stan?
What?
If, for some reason, like, Duke couldn't run tonight, say...
Couldn't run?
Yeah, owing to unforeseen circumstances or something, well, I suppose we could get us money back.
Get us money, right? No.
Oh.
Why?
Oh, just curious, Chuck.
Where is he?
Oh, he's gone upstairs, love, to have a little lie down.
Are you all right, isn't he?
Oh, yeah, he's all right. He's just gathering his strength together for what lies ahead.
Let it go. And again. Hey, did you actually pay real money for this thing, or did they just bribe you to drag it away?
I'm sorry, Ken, I can't do any more.
Oh, that's okay, Len. Thanks anyway.
Can I make a positive suggestion?
Go on then.
Why don't we go and drown our sorrows with a couple of pints of Newton and Ridley's and then see if Billy Walker or somebody else who knows something about these things can do out for you?
Well, not for me, thanks. I'm late for school already.
Well, shall I tell Billy you want him or something?
No, it's all right, Len. I'll sort it out myself this evening.
Do you think you'll get a job easily then?
Well, I've never had much trouble in the past, anyway.
Well, why, what about Miami Modes? Didn't you used to work at Miami Modes?
Yeah, but I don't think I'll go back there somehow. Anyway, how did you know I worked at Miami Modes?
Oh, Doc Greenhill. She's a friend of yours, isn't she?
Well, what you might call lapsed for the moment.
She spoke well of you.
Aye, well, she flaming well ought.
Why?
Oh, it's a long story, love.
How to bitter, Len?
2 pints of bitter, love, and he's paying.
And whatever these gorgeous damsels are having.
Aye, who's your friend?
Hello, love.
Hello, darling.
You wouldn't be wanting a plumber at the moment, would you?
I'm sorry, no offence, love, but I don't think you're the right shape to get under the slop stove.
Oh, well, that's another one I cross off my list.
Right, Stan. Are you ready?
Aye, the Duke's upstairs. I'll get him. Hang on a second.
Right. This is our bit.
Here, come on, boy. Come on, hurry up. Happy's dropped off.
Oh.
I'll go get him.
Right.
You're not, are you?
I've told you.
2 quid.
2 quid a piece, me and Len.
On that dog, as Stan Ogden.
That's right. Well, what's so funny about that? It's got 4 legs and a rudder, hasn't it?
I'm sorry, Ray, but that's not all it's got now either.
How is it?
Oh, I expect we could bring him round in about 24 hours with a couple of shots of Benzedrine.
Flaming stew.
Yes, Chuck.
And we had to have chips and fish.
Yes, Chuck. Well, he's very fond of stew, is Duke.
Flaming Nora.
Hello.
Hello.
Well, I got the car started again, but the engine keeps cutting out still.
That's handy, isn't it? I'm going to be the laughing stock of the street every time we go for a run.
Oh, come on, love.
No, you never even bothered to ask what sort of car I wanted. You just went out and there it was.
Oh, I told you it was meant to be a surprise.
Oh, grow up. You don't buy cars as a surprise. You talk about them first. Find out what you can afford.
Look, I'm not daft, you know. I didn't exactly go into this with my eyes closed.
Didn't you?
Of course not.
You didn't even get it from a proper dealer. You just picked it out of the paper. We've got no guarantee, nothing. For all we know, it might even be stolen.
Oh, don't be stupid. Look, you get a far
stupid.
better deal of buying better bargain buying privately than you do from a dealer.
Oh, I see. We were just unlucky then.
Well, look, this happens to be a little fault with the engine, that's all. Anyone knows what they're doing could probably put it right in 2 minutes.
Yes, exactly. Anybody.
Look,
knows
love,
what
let's get
they're
one thing
doing.
straight, shall we? It's you who was going on about getting a car, not me.
Oh, I see. Now it's all my fault.
I didn't say it was your fault. I just said I bought the car for you.
Well, you can take it back for
All right,
me
well, I
and
will.
get the money back
I will.
before anything else goes wrong.
Oh, for goodness sake, cheer up, Mr. Ogden. You're flying away all my custom. Wrap yourself round that, see if it does anything for you.
Sure.
Did your dog go down then?
Didn't even win. It was withdrawn.
Oh, I see.
Hey, has been anybody around here asking for things then?
You mean like your Hilda?
No, like fellas, like, you know.
What sort of fellas?
Well, it's just that I don't know what they look like, you know.
Oh.
But listen, if they do come round asking,
Yeah.
tell them I'm not here, even if I am here. Huh?
Tell him you're not here,
Yeah.
even though you are here.
All right, come on, baby. Hello.
Love, you're back early tonight.
Oh, what's the good of being your own boss if you don't have the fringe benefits?
Well, I'm afraid your tea's not quite ready yet.
Oh, so can you hurry it up? I've got to go back. I'll have a pint of beer while I'm waiting.
Right then.
Hello.
Hello, Billy.
Oh, Alan told me to tell you.
Yeah, what?
He's stopping on to finish off a job, bit of a rush job. He'll see you later on.
I see. Well, in that case, I'll have a gin and orange, love.
Oh, what's the trouble then?
Well, you tell me.
Huh? I didn't even know you had a car.
Oh, I didn't until yesterday.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, now I'm beginning to wish I hadn't again.
Oh?
Yeah, Val wants me to take it back.
You'll be lucky, you know.
Exactly what the chap said when I tried to about half an hour ago.
Private sale.
Yeah.
Well, looks as though you're stuck with it, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm afraid so.
What are the symptoms?
Well, the engine keeps cutting out. I'm sorry, I can't tell you any more than that. When it comes to the inside of a car, I'm a very good trumpet player.
Every man to his trade.
Yeah.
Well, come on, let's have a look at it.
What, you mean you're looking at it now?
Well, why not?
Oh, great, thanks.
And what about the hound of the flipping Baskervilles, or is that a rude question?
No, it's a slight mishap.
Oh, aye?
Ligament, you know, the leg.
Yes, I know. Tommy Deakin told me.
I've heard about it.
Ah, yes, I've heard about it. Stanley, far be it from me to come between a man and his wife, but don't you think Hilda should be put down painlessly?
Don't mention her. Don't mention that name to me.
Flipping stew.
Hey, don't be too hard on Mr. Ogden, Len. I mean, he's got problems.
I know, I've seen her.
No, Tommy Deakin's on at him about the dog.
Oh, aye?
He's convinced they're after him.
Who?
The mafia.
You're joking.
Well, that's what I said, but Mr. Ogden won't have it. Oh, it can be very cruel if he puts his mind to it, can Tommy Deakin? Ah, he's a very frightened man, is Stanley Ogden.
Well. Hey, Ray!
Well?
Well?
Well, what did he say?
Well, would you like it in the original Anglo-Saxon, or should I give you the abridged version?
He wouldn't take it back.
That was the abridged version.
I see.
Sorry, love.
So you should be. Honestly, for somebody with letters after his name, you aren't off a dope sometimes.
Well, it's part of my charm, isn't it?
No, it is not. So now we're stuck with a car that stops every 5 yards.
Nope. We're stuck with the car.
What does that mean?
I took it to Alan Howe and he fixed it for me.
I see. And how much is that going to cost?
Nothing. He wouldn't take a penny.
Oh, well, I suppose that's something.
So what I thought was, you go downstairs and ask Mrs. Sharpless if she'll babysit for an hour.
Yeah.
I will start the engine.
Yeah.
And then I know just the place
up the cut bank, where we could park the car and get what must be the definitive view of Weatherfield Power Station by moonlight.
There's no moon tonight.
Exactly.
Oh, you saw him then, did you, Stan?
Who?
That fella was in here looking for you.
No.
Oh. Well, I don't suppose it was very important. He's sure to come in again.
All right. Yeah. Oh, look, don't worry about it. No, I'll nip down and see if I can sort it out. Okay. Right, fine.
Who's that, love?
Oh, just another dissatisfied customer. Look, if anybody wants me, I'm down the garage, right?
Your service partner? Did you see him then, Squire?
Who?
That fella who's looking for you. Great big fella with a coat hanger still in his coat.
Oh.
Well, he's looking for you, He looks like an all-in wrestler, one of them,
Asking for me?
Yeah, that's right. Never mind, Stanley. I told him where you lived.
You didn't, did you?
What's the matter, Stanley?
What's up then, kid?
Oh, I don't know. Monday again, I suppose.
Cheer up. In a few hours it'll be Tuesday.
Oh, and a fat lot's of difference that'll make.
What's the matter?
I don't know. It's just doing the same things all the time.
Oh, no, she's not still on about that, is she?
Well, it's true, isn't it?
Look, I'll tell you what. I'm going to get some more drinks, and while I'm away, just change the record, eh? I've heard this twice tonight already.
War cry?
And why not? You come here every week, do you?
Thank you very much.
My pleasure. I say, playmates, how would you like to go somewhere you've never ever been before?
Tonight?
Aye.
Where?
Well, I'm afraid I can't tell you that till we get there, but it'll be a giggle.
Well, I'm game.
All right. Oh, wait, hang on a minute, though.
What now?
I've already got a date tonight.
So bring him along, he can have a giggle too.
All right.
Good. Here, improve your mind.
Now then, smarty pants.
Go away.
Not on your life.
I said go away.
Not till I get me just desserts.
Huh?
I'll have that quid you took out of the sideboard to put on that rotten dog, thank you very much.
Just not your day, somehow is it, Stanley?
Oh, look, I'll get the quid for him and I'll get some lunch.
War cry?
No.
It's the hard working late tonight, then?
Yes, no, but still it's time and a half after all, isn't it?
Tell me, how is he adjusting to his changed status?
Well, the work isn't quite in the manner to which he was accustomed, but after all, you know, I've got a little garage down by the side of the canal, but it is a start, isn't it?
Yes, well, needs must when the devil drives.
Hello. What's going on then? What do you mean?
Well, I've just had Harris on the phone. He's gone flaming mad. He reckons that when he called at 8 o'clock to pick the car up, you sent him off with a flea in his ear.
Well, I wouldn't put it as strongly as that.
And what happened?
Well, he got a bit stroppy when he came in for his car. It wasn't ready. I told him to come back later.
Well, why wasn't he ready?
Well, I got tied up with something else I was doing.
Well, what?
Ken Barlow's having a bit of trouble with the car he's just bought, so I went and had a look at it.
Ken Barlow?
Well, I looked at it and it took a little longer than I thought.
That's very sporting of you. And how much did that bring in?
What do you mean?
How much was it worth? 25 quid? Only that's what Harris is paying for the job you left to do it.
Come on, Billy, I wouldn't charge Ken Barlow anything.
You wouldn't what?
Well, I did nothing. It's very good business practice to do a favour here and there.
But don't give me a lecture on business practice. I may not have the benefit of your vast experience, but I'm not exactly wet behind the ears, you know.
I'm not giving you a lecture on business practice, and I never suggested that you were wet behind the ears.
And what sort of business practice is that? Dropping work on a 25 quid rush job to do an old pal's act for nothing.
So goodwill isn't important, eh?
Finishing jobs on time when you've promised them, that's what's important. And building this business up with money, that is important too.
Well, if you hadn't done a disappearing act suddenly at opening time, perhaps we wouldn't have had this problem at all.
If it's any of your business, I made 4 calls tonight. Working calls, about graft, balancing books. Look, I told you when you started, there's only one boss here, and that's me. That means that I come as I like and I go as I like. And if you don't like the arrangement, you know what you can do about it, don't you?
Well, now, if you put it like that, you're exactly right. I know exactly what I can do about it.
Now, all you have to do is put the sugar basin over the Piccadilly stains, and your sponsor new husband will never know that he married a slut.
How long?
Me or supper?
Supper.
Oh, the tragedies that can happen in a few weeks.
I never learned to make love on an empty stomach.
Well, we'll dirty that out and I'll stick it in the machine tomorrow. I'm economising on woman power. Alan, why don't you like rhubarb?
Because my grandfather used to grow it by the ton. No, seriously, I didn't know what a banana was till I was 25 years of age. What's all this about economising on woman power?
Oh, I'm keeping myself all fresh and lovely to explode on the word of commas tomorrow. I've got a job.
Congratulations.
Well, go on, say doing what?
Doing what?
Knocking on doors, flogging gunge.
Flogging what?
I'll lay out the sample kit myself, and after that I'm on commission. It's quite simple, really. All I've got to do is to convince wrinkled old hags like me that they can turn into glorious young sex bots.
Like me.
Overnight, if they use enough oil of artichoke. Oh, come on, Chuck. Even if you don't want a glitter gloss lipstick or a tube of nude body maker, at least you might pretend to be enthusiastic.
I'm very glad for you, love. It's going to be murder on your feet, you know.
Ah, well, ever since stilettos were first invented, men have taken punishment. What does it matter anyway? There's one thing I'm good at, it's selling. I'll make a bomb.
I hope so.
Oh, I will, because I damn well intend to.
Well, at least one of us has got a job.
Alan?
The Billy Walker job down at the garage? It isn't.
Go on.
That's all, I just quit.
Oh, Raymond, come on. The Sally Army. Why not a nice educational trip down a coal mine?
Tour of the gasworks?
It's only a fourpenny bus ride to the abattoir. A quick slink round the slaughterhouse and I'm anybody's.
A 5-minute giggle, then we'll come out.
Wearing bonnets and clinking tambourines.
Hey, it's not exactly his scene, is it?
Who's that?
Let's date.
Aha, she's got no date. She's having you on.
You cheeky beggar. I don't suppose you think nobody'd ask me?
Well, of course they would. If you had that arm and a half Nelson at the time.
Shut up.
Well, what for? Bet knows I think she's a very lovely girl, don't you, Petal?
Well, Frank didn't need no persuading to go out. If anybody did, it were me.
What Frank's this, then?
Bradley.
That evil git! Oh, Bet Love, come on.
Oh, Bet Love, come on what?
He's bent as a rusty hairpin, him and Judd the Dud.
He's finished with Judd, done with him.
Yeah, and got you for his moll instead. Bonnie and Flaming Clyde. Tell me, sweetheart, which old lady will you be coshing first?
So, you had a row. Well, you're both a pair of prickly characters. Surely you could have sorted it out one way or another between you.
I just don't care to be treated like a snotty-nosed apprentice.
Alan, I'm sure he didn't.
All right, he didn't, and that's that, isn't it?
But, Alan, what did he say? Please.
It's not important now.
Well, if you don't tell me, how do I know which side to choose?
Which side? You mean you have to choose?
Oh, I see. My husband, right or wrong.
Well, something like that, yes. People call it loyalty, you know.
Oh, Alan, don't be so flaming daft. If I made a mistake, would you stand there and watch me?
I didn't make a mistake. I made a decision.
Yes, a decision. In the middle of the row, in the middle of a flaming temper, a decision to walk out on a good job, a job you like, and what's more, a job that you flaming well need.
Counsel for the prosecution expertly summing up the case.
Oh, Alan, love, please don't let's make a muck of it. We can't afford to make a muck of it. Not now, we can't.
You mean we can't afford little luxuries like pride and dignity?
I didn't say...
Or at least I can't.
I didn't say that, Alan. Don't twist it. Where are you going?
I'm going to the Rovers.
To see Billy? Oh, you'll sort it out one way or another.
I won't be late.
What does she want to go get mixed up with like that for?
Leave it, I've told her.
Well, don't just stand there. Come on in. We've locked up the spoons.
Ray,
So long as you're not locked up all the women.
what are you drinking, Frank?
What or what?
Pale ale or pale ale?
I'll have one of each. How you doing, Titch?
Hey, clock him if you want. I don't mind.
I like being called Tits, really. Makes me feel little and feminine and helpless.
About as helpless as a flaming boa constrictor. How's Juddy boy?
Rotten in hell, I hope.
I've told you, he's finished with him.
True. I'm not going to say satisfied. Because frankly, I couldn't give a monkey's whether you are or not.
Oh, this is going to be a smashing evening, this is.
I was hoping it would be.
It will. Life's too short, isn't it, Ray?
You said it, kid.
How many pairs of eyelashes have you got on?
No, you cheeky beggar, they're my own. Well, go on, pull. Well?
Good glue.
Are we fit, then?
Where are we going?
Raymond's got something organised, haven't you, Raymond?
Oh, that was only a joke. Let's go somewhere and have a quiet drink, eh?
No. No, I'm easy. I'll fall in. Go where?
Your idea? You tell him, Ray.
All I'm saying is that us housewives see coppers going up on this and coppers going up on that every week. I mean, do they?
I suspect they might, but they call it things like costs of living or inflation.
They can call it the dance of the dying swan. It still amounts to having to stretch your rotten housekeeping further and further every week.
Of course, I think it's all due to the common market myself, personally.
Except we don't happen to belong to the common market, Mother.
That is just what I am saying, and things would be a good deal worse if we did. I mean, butter, 18 shillings a pound in Belgium or somewhere. Mr. Harlescott.
I'd like a half a bitter, please, Mrs.
And the same for me, we'll make it a big one. Are you winning, mate?
Just about.
Oh.
I've any road. Most of them have got wives who should be able to keep them in touch with what's going on if they're out about them.
Except Mr. Heath. Well, somewhere there's a very lucky young lady waiting.
Thank heavens for that. Hey? Well, now she's turned her matchmaking attentions to Edward Heath, perhaps I'll get a bit of rest.
Oh. No, I don't think she's quite the right type, love. Not for him.
Who?
Well, you've got to wear big floppy hats and open garden fetes. Have you opened many garden fetes lately, love?
I was just going to ask you, love, if you would be a dear and put Billy's supper out for me. He must be starving.
Oh, don't fuss, Mother. I reckon I can just about manage to ladle out a dollar per stew for myself.
Hey, has that linchpin in here?
Not tonight.
I'll lynch you when I get my hands on it. I don't mind her having visitors in at the flat, but I do mind her leaving the fag ends and dirty glasses for me.
Perhaps she was in a hurry.
Oh, perhaps I'm in a hurry, and I should not well think of that.
Are you?
No.
Oh, stop flipping moaning and have a double grapefruit juice.
I was told that it was representation of the people, by the people, and for the people.
Hey?
Oh, but these days, sometimes you get the feeling that it's anything but.
What's fetched Enoch up on the soapbox all of a sudden?
The size of this week's butcher's bill, that's what usually gets us going, not your defence estimates or your balance of payment.
He doesn't just read the comic strips.
It's the butcher's bill and the gas bill and the price of a pair of kids' Wellingtons. They do the policy making, we do the living. Happen, there's the difference.
Half a bitter, please, Mrs. Walker.
The whole world redeeming, so rich and so free, now flowing for all men, come roll over me. Song number 167.
Come on, let's go.
Hang on a tick, we can't just walk in and walk straight out.
The song's all right, but I don't think much of the lyrics.
Roll over me. How about that for a suggestion? Shut up. Hey, I think they're a filthy lot of the quiet, these.
Can't you just shut it for 5 seconds? I mean, can't you?
I thought I'd get these rinsed out tonight as I'm a working woman tomorrow.
Can you spare a cuppa for a fully paid up scrounger then?
Yeah, rotten. I thought it was Alan.
I left him in the pub.
Oh, so you come round here, eh?
That's right, yeah. What's the point in visiting married women's houses if you know the husbands are going to be in?
Lovely, stop trying so hard to be a dirty old man.
Is the effort beginning to show?
Always did, love. What do you fellas do with these collars?
You used to stick your Dennises in the machine.
I'd have stuck Dennis in the machine if I could. Alan likes his done by hand.
In that case, Val Barlow will have to look to her laurels.
I've got news for you, love. I've no intentions of being the mother of twins.
Oh, and I've just bought myself a new knitting pattern. What's up with Alan?
Nothing. He's had a bust up with Billy. Can you see a little scrubbing brush anywhere?
What happened then?
Well, what should happen? Nothing. Gone round to make it up.
Have they?
Yeah, that's why he's in the pub now. I told him to go round there and see if they could straighten it out.
You told him?
Yeah, well, I just wanted him to see a bit of sense, that's all. If there's no milk on the top, it's in the fridge.
Elsie, do you know what you do to fellas?
Fascinating?
You chew them up and spit the bones out.
Well, thanks, and all of you too.
God knows it's got nothing to do with
That's
me.
for sure.
But somebody ought to tell you, and it's usually muggins here.
Tell me what, Len?
Well, there is such a thing as expecting too much.
Me? Expect too much? I've expected now, all my flaming life, and that's exactly what I've got.
Bill Gregory, Steve, Alan. All big, lovely guys, great big, strong, shiny, bright fellas.
All right, so I've got taste. Who do you expect me to choose? The hunchback of not a flaming what's
They
it?
are fellas, love. People, not plaster flipping saints.
Yeah, well, I learnt that before I crawled out of my cradle.
No, you didn't. You're the original little girl who always believed there was a big knight in shining armour coming along on a big white horse.
Show me a woman who doesn't.
Most of them give up after the third heartbreak and settle for what there is, but not you.
Me? Not settle. That's a laugh. I've settled for more hard knocks these last few weeks than you know, believe me.
So has Alan. I mean, it's not bad enough he's had to come crashing down from that big pedestal you put him on. But you've got to make it worse for him by making him go cap in hand to Billy for his
Cap
job.
in hand, don't exaggerate. And how far does flaming tolerance go? Until you're begging in the street for a crust?
The point is, man wants to be loved. Warts and all.
Oh.
But let him be a man. Don't go moving in and taking over when the cracks begin to show.
Me take over? Why would I take over?
Because Alan's down. Because you're strong.
Well, if I am, it's only because I've flaming have to be.
Stronger than him and me put together. You don't have to be, love. Not that way. Us fellas, love, we're like kids. I mean, we know we're daft and we're weak. But the point is we don't like you knowing it at all. It's what's known as masculine pride, and we're stuck with it.
Glenn, I wouldn't hurt Alan. Never in a million years. I love him.
I know you do, love. And that's why it's you that can hurt him, poor devil.
Poor devil?
Yeah. He married you. Sugar.
Go on, John.
Well, I'm stood there, on hard shoulder, looking at me mate like, Skinner. Only, he's dead, isn't he? And his bike's all busted. A good bike it were, not rubbish. Any road. I'm stood there, sort of waiting for ambulance and fuzz and that. But it were me mate, Skinner.
It's all right, John. It is.
I don't know. Nothing. Not really. Somehow I got home. Well, me digs, you know. And that's when it sort of hit me. About me mum and dad. Well, they copped it in a road accident and all. Oh, I were only a kid at time. 10, I were. But, well, I got to thinking.
And what did you think, John?
How people are there one minute and next they're gone. Bingo like that. And if you've not done nothing for them while they're there, well, there's not much flaming point, is there? I mean, not when it's too late. What I mean is, there's no sense just going on day to day without, well, without having some sort of reason. I've never seen it like that before till... There's got to be a reason. And there?
God is the reason, John. Love is the reason. And God is love.
Yeah. Well, that's why I come, isn't it? That's why I'm stood up here now. To say that. About... you know... God.
Thank you, John. Thank you.
I was 10 when my mum died.
Anyone else? Will anyone else give witness to God's love?
Well,
It's beginning to rain outside.
you see Billy?
Yes, he was there.
So, what happened?
Nothing.
You mean he didn't give you your job back? He must be crackers. He needs you. He knows you're a damn good mechanic.
I've no idea whether he'd give me my job back or not.
You never asked him.
No.
But you said when you were going out of here that you...
No, Elsie, I didn't. You did.
I see. You can indulge in your little tantrums, but it's always at my expense. Where are you going?
Anywhere. Out.
No, don't. Please.
Well, stop leaning on me, will you? Just leave me something.
I only did it for the best. I thought I was doing the right thing.
The right thing. Well, it doesn't always happen to be the thing you want, Elsie, unfortunately.
Len says I'm as tough as whole boots. Did you know?
He said that?
Not exactly. He said I was strong. Same thing.
He's right, isn't he?
No, he isn't. If you think that, you don't know me. Neither of you do.
Oh, come on, Elsie. Whenever the crunch comes, you make the decisions, don't you?
Only because I had to. I've never had anybody to do it for me before. Not before now.
It's no different now.
It is. It is. All I wanted, all I ever wanted was to be loved. I just wanted someone to look after me, to protect me. What's that old-fashioned word? Cherish me. Oh, what any woman wants.
When some man comes along to put his arms around you, what do you say? Stand back. I'm independent. I make my own decisions, and yours too if I get the chance.
Do I do that?
I think so.
What's wrong with me?
It's just a very large ego, love, that's all.
Oh, my God, we are being honest tonight, aren't we?
I've got the same complaints, you know. That's probably why we fell for each other, I don't know.
And why we fight?
We'll always fight.
I don't want to, Ellen.
Well, nobody wants to, but we will. We take on the whole world, people like you and I. They can loathe us, they can love us, as long as they know that we're there. I went into that pub tonight. It took any walk of 5 minutes to get around to serving me.
Bitch!
No, it's not that. It's just everybody has a different way of their revenge.
Revenge? Revenge for what?
For being a success. You should know all about that.
Oh, I don't think I do. I've never known what it's like to be a success. Not in a way that mattered. Not a way that I wanted to be. I could have been something, Alan. When I was a kid, I used to stand in the middle of our backyard. Right in the middle of that midden with all the washing flapping around me and the kids screaming. And I used to say to myself, Elsie, kid, one day you'll be something. Just another broken promise in a lifetime of broken promises.
Well, the last of them was mine.
You mean the money? The big house? No, that's not what I meant. I'm glad in a way we never got that house. The one with the stone bar and the utility room. It would have just meant keeping up the old rotten act.
What act?
Oh, the posh one, the hairdos, the clothes. That Elsie Tanner was the phoniest one of the lot. Underneath there was a great big nothing. A woman who'd made a muck of every single thing she did in her life. But you know how it is with those big egos. You gotta put on a front. Wear a mask. And you wear it for so long that when you come to take it off, you don't know where the mask ends and you begin. You know something, Alan Howard? I think you fell in love with a woman you never even knew.
I knew her, Elsie. I knew her.
No. She got lost a long time ago. When she met a fella called Steve Tanner. And thought she could go back to the days when you were young.
This is a dream we all have.
Is it?
Some of us know it's a dream, that's all.
Where's the truth, then? The glamorous Alan Howard, the glamorous Elsie Tanner. What are we, Alan?
We're middle-aged. We're ordinary and we're fallible. I've got a lousy temper and you don't know how to iron shirts properly.
No money.
We've got one job between us.
How many jars of vanishing cream do I have to sell to keep you in scampi? Do you know what I do to fellas, Alan? I chew 'em up and spit 'em out.
You can chew me up anytime.
You say I'm strong. I don't know. I don't know. I only know I'm frightened and lonely and scared as hell. And always...
We all are, Elsie. We all are. I need you. Overtime?
Looks like.
Well, as long as the work keeps coming in, that's the important thing, isn't it?
So they tell me. Your gear's over there. Your kit. That's what you came for, isn't it?
Well, not altogether, no.
No? Or what then? You want back?
Forget it.
Oh, come on, you tell me. If you want to come back, you tell me.
Look, there are other garages, you know. There are other jobs.
There are other mechanics.
All right, then we're wasting each other's time, aren't we?
Hurts, doesn't it? Swallowing that bloody great thing we call pride.
Well, I wasn't aware that I was.
I shouldn't be necessary any road, not between a couple of grown fellas like us.
Well, it was a bit of a damn fool argument, wasn't it?
Look, I'm in this racket for lolly. And if there's one thing I've learned in this life, it's that doing favours for people don't swell the profits.
Ken Barlow was a friend.
Friends don't swell the profits either. Only customers. So in working hours, we don't have friends, we have customers, right?
It's fine established business philosophy.
So what the hell got up your nose?
You did. Look, I warned you, I'm not used to taking orders.
I'm not used to giving them.
I'll tell you what, mate. I reckon we've both got a lot to learn.
You're evil, you. We said we'd meet him at Jackson's.
So, they'll go ahead when we don't turn up.
It was supposed to be a foursome.
You're not getting worried, are you?
What about?
Well, I'm not the mad monster of Planet X, you know. In spite of Ray's advanced publicity.
I didn't think you were, love. Or else I'd not have gone out with you in the first place.
We didn't, did we?
What?
Go out. Wasn't much of a date.
I didn't mind. It was a giggle.
I wanted to talk to you.
Well, we're talking now.
Yeah.
More tea?
If there's any in the pot. Bet.
Yeah?
You'll come out again with me sometime, won't you? Somewhere proper like.
I don't know, love.
Why not?
I just don't think it's such a good idea.
You don't reckon much to me, do you?
You're a flaming touchy beggar, you, aren't you?
And you'll come out again sometime.
All right, if it makes you happy.
Great.
How many sugars was it?
3.
You'll get worms.
Well, that's it. I'm off.
Here! Hang on a minute, I'll come with you. See my lipstick anywhere?
Yeah, help yourself.
Oh, not those, me own. Where? Ah, there, you little devil. Now, do I look like the personal representative of a high-class cosmetic house?
You look like a marvellous walking advertisement for them, if only using their stuff.
Yeah, I've not gone too far, have I?
Look, I haven't said that you were going.
You tell me, wouldn't you? You would,
Out.
would tell me.
Come on.
Wish me luck.
Good luck. Now out.
Make you cry, honest. Fancy opening up special for that. Can me man have it in a spaghetti bolognese, please? What does anybody want with spaghetti bolognese at this time in the morning?
They're funny, some folk, aren't they?
Ah, you're right there, they are.
Well, I'm off.
You're very early, aren't you?
Be a change.
Showers as bright and breezy still. I wasn't the one who was out enjoying myself for all hours.
For crying out loud.
No, I was just the one trying to get back to sleep while my so-called mate come banging in from wherever she'd been.
Irma, it's none of your business.
Isn't it?
I was doing nothing. Nothing.
Well, you took a very long time about it.
Look, if it's going to give you an happy day, I'll tell you where we went last night. First off, we went to Salvation Army.
You what?
I said, first off, we went to Salvation Army.
Good old Irma, ask a silly question.
But it's not a silly answer.
Oh, really, Lucy?
What's funny about the Salvation Army? Go on, tell me.
There's nothing funny about the Salvation Army, Lucille. On the contrary, it's a most serious and responsible organisation. Though I must admit to being a little disturbed when they introduced the joy bells. But what is humorous, love, is your attitude to it.
Why? All I said was it made you think. It made you realise there were people worse off than you, and it made you want to help. I can't see what's funny in that.
Lucille, love, we all want to give service at some time in our lives. Now, I remember when I was 17 during the general strike, I was convinced that a voice spoke to me during the night. Leave home, Annie, it said. Leave home and drive a bus.
Times have changed, Auntie Annie. This is 1970, not 1926.
So when it was, love, 1926? Must have been considerably younger then. All the same, you do see my point.
No.
Oh, Emily, you talk to her. I can't make any impression on her.
Well, go on. Talk to me. What about exactly? Tell me I'm daft for listening to what they said at the Salvation Army last night.
Oh, that?
Yes, that. She's still on about it.
Tell me I'm potty for wanting to help a bit.
Of course you're not potty, but...
Well, it's one thing entertaining the hopes and quite another coping with the disappointments.
What disappointments?
When... Do you really think you could stand a slice of Nugent philosophy so early in the morning?
Go on, I'm listening.
I forget his name, but some Frenchman once said that everything we do, every little action we take, is motivated by self-interest. In other words, it's not what you put into something that matters. It's what you get out of it.
That doesn't sound like you, Emily.
I'm sorry to disillusion you, Mrs. Walker, but after a lifetime of frustrated hope, that's what I've come to believe. Mind you, it's not quite as black as it sounds. All it means is that the people who get most out of a certain activity are the best at it.
You mean, for instance, that, say, Florence Nightingale was able to devote her life to the sick
Because she reaped a rich spiritual reward, and good luck to her.
And you're saying I couldn't help because I wouldn't get anything out of it?
Be honest, Lucille. You do prefer more material rewards, don't you?
All right. Let's just say you and this French fella are right. You know, there's always got to be the exception that proves the rule.
And it could well be you, Lucille. It certainly isn't me.
I only wanted to help. And help you shall, my dear. Onward, Christian soldier.
So this is how you fill your time in, sleeping under there and charging some poor so-and-so 25 bob an hour.
Hello, Mrs. Sharples. Yes, can't be bad, can it?
It depends how much conscience you're blessed with.
You want to see Billy?
No, I'm just having a look round. Suddenly realised I've lived half my life without seeing the inside of a garage. Now I'm here, I don't know what I've come for.
I can't say I blame you. I don't recommend the decor to anybody.
Oh, by gum, it's a far cry from that hairdresser's of yours, isn't it? So this is the new god, is it? Doesn't look so wondrous with this backside stuck in the air.
The new what?
The new god. It is the new god, isn't it? Oh. By heck, you'd think so. If you tried to cross Rosamond Street in the rush hour, human beings have to take second place to it, I'll tell you.
Don't talk like that, Mrs. Sharples. You're doing me out of a job.
Well, fret, I would if I could. There's plenty of cleverness telling folks not to bring so many children into the world, but they say naught about giving birth to them. Well, I was in sea before they're through.
Hello, Mrs. Sharples. If you've come about your Jensenins, etc., it'll be ready in a few days. They just fit in an anti-roll bar.
Well, I don't think Mrs. Sharples is in the market.
You're dead right, I'm not.
Oh, go on, you could get a mini on your pension. 107 years, you'll have paid it off.
But numbers you see, they think you were sixpence apiece. How much do they rush you for them things?
A mini? Oh, I could get you one for just over 600. 620 including tax. Then you've got seat belts, plates, road fund. Oh, go on. For you, 630 on the road, no chance being bit.
You know, I think I could drive one of these if I set my mind to it.
Steady on, Mrs. Sharples. You've frightened me enough already.
And you'll be putting another car on the road, Mrs. Sharples. Mrs. Sharples thinks there are too many already.
Well, she's not on her own there, is she?
Oh, come on.
Oh, what do you mean, come on? They're building cars faster than roads. God knows what it's going to be like in 10 years' time.
Ah, but we know, don't we? We're all going to be standing on each other's heads and starving to death. What difference is carbon monoxide poisoning going to make? Heaven protect me from Weary Willies.
Look at the
No,
situation.
he's right. You're quite right, lad. Take no notice of the moaners. Everything's going to be all right. Why, I can remember in 1938 Churchill telling us another war coming. Good morning.
Now's your chance. Get the last word in. She's gone.
By heaven, it's the only way you get to do it, isn't it?
McGuinness. I wouldn't have his job for a gold clock.
Oh, they've asked you, have they?
Well, they didn't have to, you know. Sir Matt and you wouldn't take it. Football managers who'd have their flipping job with all the trouble they've got. You know what they want to do with them now? Find them when the team plays dirty.
Ah, come off it. If you ever heard of a manager who's turned a blind eye to a bit of clogging, they all do it now and again,
Yeah,
you know.
OK, but how can you prove it? Look, I'll give you a for instance. Some yobbo at the Stretford End chucks a bottle at Ipswich's goalie next Saturday, misses him, and it's Georgie Best. Georgie whips round, squares up, and finds himself looking straight at the referee who's just blown him up for offside, and then Wilf McGuinness gets no pay for 6 weeks. Is that fair?
Yeah.
No, come on, is it fair?
You know what's your fault, don't you? When you start talking about football, you forget about supping ale. Now sup that, and I'll tell you how I sank the Bismarck. What's the matter?
Well, I'm waiting for you, aren't I? To tell me how you sunk the Bismarck.
Oh, yeah, well, it was Tuesday, wasn't it?
Well, I don't know, I wasn't there.
That's right, yeah, Tuesday. I remember it well. Nothing but sea and sky, one of those grey days. And then suddenly on the horizon there was a little puff of smoke. And then all hell was let loose. God, I'll never forget it. If I'd have been there.
You've been having me on, haven't you?
Oh, come on.
Oh, it's great, isn't it? You don't know, do you? You don't know how my generation feels, do you? You stand there, supping your beer and feeling all superior, because you are superior, because you've been through something we'll never see. And then when I want to ask you a serious question, to find out what it was all about, you just laugh at us, don't you? You throw it back in our ruddy faces.
Hey, now, look!
You make me sick. You know, one of these days I'll tell you all about it, what goes on in there, what we do instead, because we never had a war.
I hope nothing's wrong.
Everything's wrong.
Don't ask me.
No, don't ask him nothing, because he's one of the supermen. It was his lot that fought the war to end all wars, and will they let us forget it? You want to see your face?
What is going on?
Oh, forget it, love. That's the penalty you got to pay for mixing with kids.
Come on, Dad. Tell us how you won the war.
See what I mean?
Hawkins.
Where's Lucille?
Oh, she went out about 20 minutes ago.
Where to, did she say?
Just out.
That covers a multitude of sins.
Oh, hello. Hello. Is the Major in?
Major Parrott? Yes, is he expecting you?
Well, not exactly. I mean, I did say I was coming in. I told him last night.
Oh, he knows you then?
Oh, yes.
I'll tell him you're here. What name is it?
Hewitt, Miss Hewitt.
Miss Hewitt to see you.
Miss...
Hewitt. We met last night.
Oh, good. Sit down. Look, I'd better admit it. My memory is not all it might be. I remember your face, but...
He was here last night. I was at the meeting. I said I wanted to help.
Oh, yes, of course, I remember. You said you'd come back if you wanted any more information. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Ah, good. And here you are. So, ask away.
Well, you said you didn't have to be a member to help.
That's right.
Well, in that case, I'd like to help.
Why?
Pardon?
Oh, don't be alarmed. It's a question I always ask, and as far as I'm concerned, the answer doesn't matter. Help is help, and I'm not turning up my nose at any of it. But you want to know why, and that is important. Also, it might just help me to decide what kind of work is best for you.
Yes, well...
Now, look, there's no desperate hurry about it. I mean, you don't want to leave for darkest Africa at this moment, do you?
No.
No. Well, now, it may seem to you that you're doing this on the installment plan, but let's take it one step at a time. You've come back. That's the first step. Now, let's try the second. Come and see me again. Oh, I'm not bringing you a long way, am I?
Oh, no, I only live about 5 minutes off.
Ah, good. Well, think it over, come to an honest answer about why you want to help, and then let me know what it is. All right?
Yeah, all right.
Well, at least we know better than now, don't we?
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Molly. What was that young lady's name again?
Hewitt.
Ah, yes. Memory like a sieve, but my heart's in the right place. Hewitt.
There comes a time, Mrs. Sharples, when children must begin to lead their own lives. Now, I may be rather more enlightened than most parents, but Billy and I reached that point several years ago.
When he brought that Chinese girl home, you mean?
Well, round about that time, yes.
Well, I think you're very wise. Mind you, I'm not suggesting you should interfere with the lad. Just show a bit of interest, that's all.
Mrs. Sharples, I shall visit the garage when I am able. Unfortunately, I don't have quite as much spare time as you do. However, knowing Billy as I do, I'm quite sure he'll make a success of the business without me.
Oh, I'm sure he will. After all, he's got Alan Howard working for him, hasn't he?
Mrs. Walker, when you're ready, a small gin, please. Oh, and half a mild.
Hi.
Hi. Have you got over last night yet?
What's to get over? It was the greatest.
You must be joking.
I'm telling you, I enjoyed myself. Let's do the same thing tonight.
Do you mean a foursome?
Yeah, only don't invite the other two.
Oh, thanks, Mrs. Walker. Are you asking me for a date?
Why not? I'm a big boy, I'm 19, and I'm healthy.
Watch it, the eyes and ears of the street are on you.
Well,
Okay.
right. I'll meet you in here then, about 8 o'clock.
No, not in here. Come round to the flat and I'll get a few bottles in and we'll play a couple of records. How does that grab you?
Oh, that grabs me. What about that mate of yours?
What about you?
Cheers.
shops go, it's not a bad dump.
Well, equipped and all. Even got a built-in bankrupt. Where is he, by the way?
Oh, he's out on a call.
Oh, it's going all right, is it?
Oh, yes. He works hard enough, but,
You're never quite sure who's boss?
Oh, come off it, mate. It's a bit of a come-down, isn't it?
Yeah, I might have forgotten about it, mate, but that doesn't mean to say I have forgiven him.
There's not as pure as the purified. Forget about him, mate.
Yeah. I heard a great story this morning. Old Jackie told it me down at GS Parrots. He says this colonel in a golf club, and he walks up to the bar, and he says to the barman, he says...
Watch it. Oh, well, see?
Hello,
How's
love.
the first day gone down, then?
Oh, fine, like a bomb. Mind you, there's a lot of fellas in, you know.
Oh, night workers, love.
Yeah, day workers as well.
Oh, can you blame them?
Is Alan about, love?
Oh, no, he's out on the job.
Oh, do you mind if I wait about for him?
Oh, well, I wouldn't if I were you, love, because he's going to be very busy when he comes in.
Oh, all right, I'll be seeing you.
See you.
All right.
So, what was that story you were telling us then?
I'd love to go to the pictures with you, honest, Chuck. But what can I do? I can't tell this girl to get lost.
Well, what does she want exactly?
Well, she's going out with this married fella, only he hasn't told her that he's married. She's found out, and she wants to know what to do.
Were you an expert or something?
Oh, come on, kid, you understand. She just wants to talk about it. She slays me, though. Anybody would think she was the first one to get caught. Come out with me and Irma, I said. Oh, no, she says, I couldn't do that. I couldn't talk to anybody but you. I think she expected me to be flattered.
So you've asked her to come round here?
You don't mind, dear kid. I feel a bit sorry for her myself. She was frightened to death.
Go on, I'll keep out of the way. I'll be back about 11ish. Is that okay?
That's fine, thanks, kid. Ain't it a devil? Just as I was looking forward to going to the pictures with you.
Well, try.
When is she having the licence transferred, then?
Mrs. Walker? Oh, Wednesday she's appearing before the justices. I'll give them a thrill, won't it?
Will she get it?
Oh, I should think so. Can't see any objection, can you, lad?
Nah, she'll get it all right. Unless Ina puts in an appearance.
Don't mention her. Apparently, Ina has made her inspection visit to the garage today, you know. Mrs. Walker hasn't had a chance yet, so you can imagine.
Are you sure now? You've had enough, love?
Yes, Mum, I've had enough. You know, after one of my mum's steak and kidney puddings, I could forgive her anything.
Well, what does she think of the garage? Hey, shut up. It's all right, we heard. Marked your pass, have we?
Yes, sir.
Oh, where are you going, then?
Salvation Army, sir.
Carry on, Sylvia. Have a drink for me?
Hey, honest.
Hey, what was all that about?
Oh, doubt.
Hello, watch your pockets.
I says to myself, I think of all them lovely fellas at the Rovers.
And here they are.
Yes, where?
Cancel that drink.
Oh, no, I'll have a gin and a tonic. Hey, how do you fancy Steve McQueen?
Oh, I used to, but we had a row. Why is he on?
Yeah, and that bullet's come on back to the look set.
Oh, you really enjoy that, love. I've seen it twice.
All right, Irma, hold your own hand. Oh, isn't it dead in here?
People are like you, love. Going to the pictures, watching television. Life's changing.
Yeah, how's that?
Oh, that's fine. We'll be able to use that sugar basin now. It's been propping that thing up for years.
You got any more odd jobs?
I know, I don't think so. You have a rest, love. You've done enough today.
So have you, for that matter.
Yeah, and my feet are just about beginning to complain. Tell you what you could do. Make us a cuppa.
I knew it was too good to last.
Hey, you know, I haven't been on my feet so long since I left Miami Moods. By gum. Doc Greenhound and I must have been fit, you know. Working all day, out on the town, till 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yes, there's a lot to be said for the quiet life. Feet up, there's a telly, cup of tea.
Yes, love. There is.
Hello.
Hello, Miss Hewitt. Were you after Major Parrott again?
Yes, is he in?
Not at the moment, I'm afraid, but we're expecting him back any minute. Look, I'm having an argument with those two. You can help us.
I can.
What do you think will happen this winter? Do you think the Mini will stay in, or do you think girls will go for the Maxi or the Midi?
Oh, well, I think we'll stick to the Mini. I mean, I've got a Midi myself, but I don't wear it much because you look a bit like something out of Family at War, don't you?
That's just what I said. Come over and tell. Well, you better not. He's here.
Hello. Ah, Miss Hewitt.
Hello.
Come along in.
Bye.
Sit down. Well, now, have you decided why you want to help?
I think so. I want to prove to myself that I can help other people.
Prove to yourself or someone else?
Well, both really. You see, the people I live with...
Not your parents?
They're both dead.
I see.
Anyway, the people I live with, well, they think I'm a bit of a featherbrain, you know, clothes and lads, that's all I'm interested in.
And that's not true.
Well, I hope not. I don't know. That's what I want to find out.
Well, now, that makes sense.
I couldn't have said that to them, you know. Miss Nugent said, everything we do is motivated by self-interest.
And she's quite right.
Hey, but I'm not getting anything out of it.
Of course you are. You're getting knowledge. And that's a reward in itself. Now, take my case. It's more blessed to give than to receive. And if you know that and you give, then you are, in a way, asking to be blessed. So you see, self-interest is involved. There's nothing wrong in being interested in oneself. It's our job to encourage that. Now, let's see who you're going to encourage.
Hey, you won't give me a rotten job just because I'm a girl, will you?
That just shows how little you know about the Salvation Army. Now, when it comes to work, dignity, position, we don't differentiate between men and women. We never have. Yes, it is a rotten job, but not because you're a girl. Molly, there's no point in giving you something easy to do. That wouldn't prove anything, would it?
No.
Molly, Miss Hewitt, she wants a challenge. What do you think about Mr. Noblet?
Oh, dear. It's not so much a challenge as a war in himself.
Well, she's joined the army. I'll tell you what to do later. Now, just give me some details about yourself first. Full name?
Lucille Hewitt.
Yes. And the address?
Care of Mrs. Walker, The Rover's Return, Coronation Street, Weatherfield.
Is that a public house?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And where do you work?
Dave Smith's of Rosamond Street.
And what is that exactly?
It's a betting shop.
Oh. I see. Oh, well, perhaps we ought to put you in this book and then we get somebody to come along and help you. Now, about Mr. Noblet.
It's a bad sign that, you know, drinking by yourself.
Oh, I've been banished from my own home, Mrs. Sharples. No, you see, it's Bet. She's doing a citizen's advice bit.
Oh, that's what he's after, is it? Advice?
Oh, no, it's a girl. Why, who was you thinking of, Mrs. Sharples? Mrs. Sharples? I'm asking you a question.
Wait for it. Come on, Idle Jack. On your feet.
Can't dance to this, it's too slow.
Hang on to me, then. It's great, this, isn't it? The shadow of your smile.
Yeah. Written about the same time as that other one. What was it? Green sleeves?
I'm not that old, you know.
I know. I can tell. Hey, I tell you what. From now on, this is our song.
What?
This. It's our song.
You're a bit of a romantic on the quiet, you, aren't you?
How else would you want me? No one will come now.
Hmm?
Did you never play that when you was a kid? If the next bus doesn't get me, I'll live to be 100. And I kissed you then. That's when somebody should have walked in.
Oh, isn't she attractive? Got it sorted out then about your married fella? Irma, it's just you let me know when he's gone, will you?
There's naught wrong with the Salvation Army, Mrs. Ogden.
I never said there was. All I said was 8 o'clock on a Christmas morning is no time to be belting out Christians awake on trumpets and tambourines under your bedroom window when you've got a headache. Mr. Ogden said it was enough to turn you off being a Christian altogether and stuck his head under the pillow. That's all I said.
Well, Mr. Turpin has other views.
Oh, well, of course he would have, wouldn't he? I mean, them being in uniform and that.
When he was in the war...
Mr. Ogden was in the war and all, you know.
Ah, yes, well, Mr. Turpin was on our side. Which side was Mr. Ogden on?
All right, all right. It's not the Salvation Army you two want, it's the United Nations Peacekeeping Force. Shut up.
What I was trying to say, Lucille, before Mrs. Ogden so rudely interrupted was, Mr. Turpin says that during the war, no matter where the boys went or how rough it got, there was always a Salvation Army van there serving out tea and hot soup.
Yeah, well, I'm not exactly joining the Salvation Army, so I won't be crossing the Rhine with a cup of tea between my teeth. I won't be banging a tambourine above my head either. I'm only going to help an old man.
Well, I still think they shouldn't send you on your own, not a young girl.
You want to watch it too, Auntie Annie. That's one of those brewery directors chases you around the table.
No, I don't think that's in very good taste.
Oh, you know what I mean. We women have to learn to look after ourselves. Good luck, Auntie Annie.
Thank you, love, and to you. Just hope she knows what she's letting herself in for, that's all.
Ditto likewise, I'd say, Mrs. Walker.
Meaning what, Hilda?
Well, I mean you. When you go up before the judge in the dock today.
There is no judge or jury or dock. I am simply going before the licensing justices to get the licence transferred to my name.
Ah, well, that's what I mean, you see. I mean, supposing he feels that you're letting yourself in for too much, a woman on her own, like.
Thank you for your expression of confidence, Hilda.
Mrs. Walker does have help, you know. I mean, if one of us two isn't pulling our weight, it certainly isn't me. Meaning me? If the cap fits. Well, it's more than I can say for you. You never find a cap to fit you. Your head's too flaming big.
Ladies, please, please, can't you see I've got enough to worry about today without being involved in a civil war?
I'll side them pots. Don't bother, you must be tired.
No, I'll side them. I've all day. It's my day off.
Oh, it's all right for some, isn't it? Anyway, still, as I said, you must need your rest.
About last night.
Ah, it went dark, didn't it? Just like the paper said it would. It's a marvellous paper, the Evening News. If it says that the moon's going to come up, it does.
You know what I mean.
Tell you another thing the paper is very good for. Small ads, you know, like poodles for sale and flats and apartments to let. Flats you can do what you like in.
All right, so I told a lie. I had Frank up here. Have you never told lies?
Oh, yeah, I come from a very long line of liars. Ask my mother and father. But what I won't have is this shop having a bad name. It was mine and David's. And when we had it, it was very decent. And it's a grocery shop, not the kind of shop you're trying to turn it into.
Oh, I could...
I better get downstairs and sell some stuff. I don't get days off.
Irma, I'll get dinner ready. Then perhaps we can talk. There's something I want to tell you.
Suit yourself. I'd get dressed first, though, if I was you. Or are you expecting Frank round again?
Where to today, then?
Berry.
Oh, yes. That's where they rub noses and eat polar bears, isn't it?
No. Got it all wrong. That's the Ramsbottom side. Where I'm going is the Whitefield area.
Oh. Good luck to you.
Thank you. What are you going to do today?
I don't know, something complicated, I hope.
You sound like you mean it.
Yes, I do.
You are a glutton. What are you trying to do? Punish yourself?
No, just forget myself. If I can strip an engine down, I've got a nice intricate electrical circuit to repair, I can get absorbed and forget everything.
Me too.
No, not you.
I see. So the next time you clean down a dirty, greasy piece of machinery...
Come on, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do. Anyway, ta-ra.
Hey, aren't you forgetting something?
Oh, sorry.
No, I mean something that comes before that. Like breakfast.
Breakfast? Love, Berry's a long way up the road and I've got a bus to catch. Look, make yourself a bacon butty or something, will you? Ta-ra, love.
Yeah.
There. Sending kids now, are they?
I'm 21.
Ah, well, you don't look it.
Should I be flattered?
I don't give a damn where you are or not. Where'd you say you come from?
Sort of Salvation Army.
Oh, what are you going to do then? Wash my face and talk about God?
You look quite capable of washing your own face, and as for God, I've never met him, so I can't talk about him. That's why I'm sort of...
Yeah, you're sort of cheeky too, aren't you? Well, don't come in here with your old book in my house, if you don't mind.
I'm sorry.
What happened to them others as used to come? Packed it in, did they? Too much for them, was that?
I don't know.
Perhaps they didn't get enough publicity, eh? I know you welfare people, all you're after is gratitude and publicity.
Listen, Dad, if I wanted publicity, I'd do a can-can down Market Street. I'll tidy up for you.
You're in out at sort. What's the good of a clean table if there's nothing to put on it? You'd better go down the shop and get me groceries. Well, if it's not too much trouble.
I'll make a list.
And leave God out on it.
I promise you I won't mention a word to him.
Not so much lip, miss.
Say what you like, it's still Hawking.
She's a door-to-door saleswoman, Mrs. Rowe.
And I say she's a hawker and canvasser.
Is there anything to be ashamed of in what she's
No,
doing?
not at all. She's earning her living. It's you what's ashamed.
Nonsense.
Oh, yes, it is. You don't mind her being called a saleswoman. You hit the roof if somebody says hawk, and that's all she's doing, knocking on doors.
I'm putting a foot in them.
And who asked you to pipe up? If anybody's going to put their foot in it better than you can, I'd like to meet her.
It's a free country, Mrs. Sharples. I said just what I please. Well, as a matter of fact, I agree with you. What Mrs. Tanner's doing is hawking.
It's a service.
Look, women aren't battery ends. They like to get out into the fresh air once in a while with their shopping baskets.
A service? Do you know what happened last time somebody knocked on my door? I left the iron on Mr. Ogden's trousers, rushing to see who it was, and burnt them. Do you call that a service?
No, I call it a pity. Pity Mr. Ogden wasn't in them at the time.
Look, are you sure you want a gin? I mean, I don't think the Major would like it.
Yeah, well, the Major's not going to drink it. Anyway, I've not joined the Salvation Army. I'm only one of those civilian commandos. Oh, perhaps you're right. I'll have a shandy.
So, you're having it rough, eh?
Slightly.
Which just goes to prove what I've always said. People are not worth bothering about. They're not nice.
But you're people.
Am I nice?
You have a point.
Hey, maybe I ought to have a word to the Major about him.
You know, you're absolutely right, darling. Tell him you know a handsome, hard-working drunk whose senior partner's gone off to the moon or somewhere on a council swanning trip and who's got to run the business on his own, who's got to do his own cleaning, cooking and laundry. You know, our house is such a tip. The cockroaches moved out yesterday to look for more suitable accommodation.
You mean that, don't you?
Yes, I do. Charity begins at home. Do-gooders are only interested in sinners and old people and pregnancies. They've no time for anybody in between.
Well, thanks very much. You've made my day.
I tell you what, Chuck, seeing as you're so hard done to, I'll nip round this afternoon and give your place a bit of a tidying up. That'll make you a nice stew with some dumplings. Yes, Joe?
2 boxes of live ale to take out.
Right.
Looks like everybody's got out of bed the wrong way this morning.
Do you mean me, Lucille? I'm sorry. I daren't stop, love. I promised Irma I'd get her dinner ready.
I don't mean you, I mean Irma. I've just handed her an old fella's shopping list and she snatched it from me as if she'd not got a good word to throw at a dog.
Ah, well, it's one of them days, Cop.
Hello? And of course, Mrs. Walker's going to be on her own next week, isn't she, with Mrs. Turpin running the corner shop?
Oh, who told her that?
Oh, one hears things, Mrs. Sharples.
That's right, one does.
I mean, without Irma and her over there going on holiday together, you know. Still, it's only natural, I suppose. Maggie Clegg's sister, keep it in the family, as they say. Because it is a family business when you come to think about it.
You do go on, don't you?
Mr. Howard, love, it's for you. It's Billy Walker.
Although, mind you, you must be blazing. I mean, you normally being asked to take over, like. Although I expect you're a bit like me, in a cloven hoof. You see, I don't know whether to patronise the shop because part of it's our kids, or boycott it because Betty Turpin's in charge.
And why don't you compromise?
How do you mean?
Get your stuff from the shop.
Yeah.
Get it on tick.
Oh, yeah.
Alan, mate, look, I know it's your dinner hour and all that. No, this fella came in about 10 minutes ago. He thought it was his plugs. Well, I've looked at him and it's not. No, it's either the timing or the carburettor. Well, I haven't got time to do it myself. I really am up to my eyes. Look, could you nip back? No, he's an hell of a rustler.
Miss Howard, you've not finished your drink.
Duty calls, Mrs. Turpin.
What on earth? I think he's doing a bit of babysitting in his spare time.
Well, not too ostentatious?
No.
Or too humble?
No, it's just that I'd like to know what you're hatching in that thing you've got on your head. And sparrows?
Hardly. Well, here goes. As a famous lady said 400 years ago, I know I have the body of a weak and feeble woman. Did she get her licence? No, Hilda, the Spanish Armada.
Anyway, good luck to you, lass.
Thank you. If you ask me, it'll be touch and go.
Hang on, I'll walk down with the Auntie Annie. I've got to pick up Mr. Noblet's order.
Oh, thank you, love.
Hey, Mrs. Walker, when you get your licence, will beer go down?
With you, Ray, beer always goes down.
So you mightn't be here when me and Irma get back off our holidays.
Did I say that?
But you mightn't.
I might.
You might?
I might.
Why?
I might like having you around.
And I might be very pleased if you are here when we get back.
Well, then.
Well, don't go following nobody's real eyes. Anyway, I better get Irma's dinner on or she'll skin me alive.
Hi, Frank.
Hi, Wack.
All right?
Can't complain.
Been to Cardiff lately, have you?
Cardiff?
Yeah, South Wales, you know. What was her name? Joan. Oh, no, that was Wolverhampton.
What's your game?
You'll laugh, you know. I was just going to ask you the same. Isn't that a coincidence?
Happens all the time, coincidence.
She's a bit old for you, isn't she? Bet Lynch.
You mean she's a woman and not a girl? Well, that suits me, Pally. She's all right.
I know you, mate. Switch on your engine, handbrake off, into first up with a clutch, and away you go without so much as a look behind at the bird that's waving at you.
Well, if that's the way you feel about it, why don't you see Bet? Or maybe I will. Oh, it was Carlisle.
I enjoyed that dinner. I never knew you were such a good cook.
I got caught up.
I know, I just happened to be looking through the window.
Well, I nipped round to the Rovers to get 2 light ales for us. I've left 'em on bar. I'll go back.
Don't bother on my behalf.
What's up with you?
You know flaming well what's up with me.
Oh, you're as bad as me flaming mother and that's...
Well, why don't you get out then?
Don't worry, I will.
And the sooner the better.
You're a fine one to talk. You and me in a flat, free to come and free to go. Have a few giggles. What a flaming laugh.
Well, I didn't bargain on bringing scruffs up here.
Scruffs?
Yes, scruffs. That lad's no cop. Anybody can see that. Me and David had this place. When we had it, it was decent. And you've got the rotten cheek to bring some no-good blasted tearaway up here. You're hard as rotten nails. You ain't as common as muck. Anything in trousers will do you. You don't know what it's like to have been in love and had an husband and a son.
Leave me alone. I wish I was dead.
Oh, Bet, I didn't...
I'll go as soon as I've got me things.
Where did you say you left them buckles? On the bar? I'll nip over and get them. Mrs. Walker's gone for her licence.
Oh, yeah.
You know what my dad said? The way the beer's been cloudy these last few weeks, he thinks it's a licence to kill.
Irma?
I didn't mean them things what I said, Bet.
But Irma?
No, honestly, I was only letting off steam, you know. I don't want you to leave here, honestly.
I don't want to leave here either. But listen. You said I hadn't had a son. Well, I have had a baby.
You are?
A son. I was 16. Just left school. I met this chap, a lot older than me. He said he loved me. And I believed him. I know I loved him. Well, at that age, you know. When it happened, he just cleared off.
Oh, love, I'm sorry.
I had the baby adopted. I had to keep him for 6 weeks. And he was mine, Irma. Mine. A woman from the corporation came in a grey van and took him away. I watched from behind the bedroom curtains, that light flashing as it turned the corner. And that was my baby. God.
Oh, shut up, Bet.
Filthy little slut, me man called me. It's funny. Nobody blamed the fella.
Well, they never do they?
After that, it was chase me around the district. Even the fella next door, 50, with 2 kids working both my age. Even he tried to corner me.
Have a drink of your beer, go on.
Yeah. Since then, I've taken fellas for what I could get. And you're right, I am as hard as nails.
But this Frank...
We've something in common, me and Frank. We've both been kicked in the teeth.
But are you going to see him again?
I was. But I'm not bothered now.
Might just be for the best, you know.
Yeah. Anyway, this time next week we'll be on holiday. Bit of fresh air will blow it all away, kid.
Maybe our fellow was right one to look, this beer is cloudy.
What do you want to get the serve 1 size for?
Because you are one.
Well, the serve 2 size serves 3. It works out cheaper.
Oh, I'm learning.
Aye, at my expense. And I don't have that brand. She knows I don't have that brand. Why did you tell her it was for me? Why did she give you that brand? Why, Mrs. Higgins, of course. You went to Higgins's, didn't you?
Well...
Did you?
I went to Clegg's.
What, that mucky little place that stinks of firelighters with mice running about?
It's not like that.
Well, why did you go to Craig's? Why didn't you go to Higgins's? Higgins's is nearer. She gives you something for bringing the trade, eh? Oh, I know you do-gooders. I know you people. A bit for me and a bit for them.
I went to Clegg's because it's in the street I live in, and I went home for my dinner. Because believe it or believe it not, I've got a full-time job to do as well.
That street stinks of cat muck. Whereabouts do you live?
One of the houses.
Which one?
The one that doesn't smell, so you wouldn't know it.
Where do you work, then?
In office.
Oh, what sort of an office?
Accountants.
Oh, accountants, eh? Oh, well, happen you know something about pounds, shillings and pence, then, eh?
I know a bit.
Right. Well, that's the money for them groceries. Higgins's price, not Craig's, so if you paid any more...
I know, it's too bad for me.
Well, when I was counting my money out, I dropped a 2 bob bit on the floor.
I'll find it.
Oh, well, hope you can. I need it. They don't give you much pension.
Did it roll?
Well, if I'd have watched it and seen where it went, I'd have tell you where to pick it up, wouldn't I?
I can't see it.
Well, get grasses, miss. Go on, it's under the table somewhere.
There it is.
So it is. All right, you can clear off now, then, and go and do your accounting.
Is it the right date?
I said clear off!
Anything else I can do before I go?
No!
Right, I'll see you tomorrow then.
And don't bother, miss. You don't suit. You're too damn cheeky by half.
Hey, Mrs. Sharples. Aren't you drinking?
All in good time, Mrs. Turpin, when I'm good and ready.
Oh, I see.
She's hoping Mrs. Walker will come back with her licence and buy drinks on the house.
And why not? It'd be a cause for celebration, wouldn't it? I mean, we are regular customers, aren't we, as well as being staff? And Mr. Ogden invests a lot of money in this place, you know.
You seem to think she might not get it.
Well, a farewell drink, then.
By gum, you're a two-faced one, aren't you? Have you ever thought what might happen if Annie Walker doesn't get it and somebody else takes over? They could change their staff for a start.
They might give their staff an increase in wages.
They might expect their staff to earn their wages too.
And they might not like some of their staff taking time off to run a corner shop.
Well, I'm for Annie Walker. Better the devil you know than the devil you don't.
Hello. What are you doing up as burglar, Bill?
I am just trying out some new headgear, Betty. You know, me and Len must be the only 2 plumbers and joiners in existence who don't wear caps. And it's not as though we get many church jobs, you know. The last one had to be reconsecrated, but Bishop, because Fairclough found a plank that wouldn't fit and told it exactly what he thought about it.
Doesn't suit you, you know.
Well, I don't care. Have you any idea how much plaster and iron rust I have to wash out? You know, last night a bird was running her hands lovingly through it, and she got a splinter in one of her fingers.
Well, that figures.
From oak shavings.
Oh, never mind, Chuck. Stop your brains from getting wet.
Hey, is my mum back yet?
No, not yet, love. She's been a long time, hasn't she?
Oh, I was just passing. I thought I'd pop in and see how she got on. Oh, hang on for a bit. Can I have a pint of bitter, please?
Yeah.
Ever help the working girl, eh?
Yeah, you can say that again.
Can I get you something?
Yes, you can get me a small gin for my throat through talking all day and a large bowl of gin for my feet through walking all day. Oh, and my fountain pen's running dry. I'll have a double whiskey.
Yeah, well, a small gin. You can get the rest on National Health. You writing a book?
Of could do with this job. Do you know, one place I went in, the fella said his wife wasn't in, but if I'd come in and talk to him for a bit, he might get his wife interested. Might get his wife's solicitor interested. Another place, I sat in an armchair with a dog on my lap, lipping my face, while I tried to sell deodorant.
But Major Parrot, he doesn't want to see me again. He said so. I just answered him back. Good, I don't know how you can say good. He hates the sight of me. I just wanted to run out. Oh, I can't go back there to him. All right, I'll have another go. Good night.
You having it a bit rough with Mr. Noblet?
Oh, no, it's fine. I enjoyed myself.
Oh, good.
Hey, what might you get on?
Well, the news I have to give you is mingled with pride and sadness. I am now the landlady of the Rover's Return.
What did I tell you? Well then, Mrs. Walker, are we going to wet the baby's bottom?
Oh, far be it from me to agree with Mrs. Ogden, but Mr. Walker, you know, would have endorsed what she just said.
Would he? Yes, love, perhaps he would. All right, Betty, give them all.
Here's your gin, love.
Thanks, can you put it on the sleigh? I'll settle up this evening.
Right on, love.
There we are. I'll be going back in a minute or two if you want a lift to pick up your better half.
Thanks a lot, Billy. Cheers,
Aye.
Hiya.
Suits you, that cap. Well, it's failed in its purpose then. You see, I was hoping some people wouldn't recognise me, then they wouldn't join me at bar.
What do you think of a fella like him, Herman? Before he settled down in this street, he had a record as long as mine. Now he brushes his teeth and goes to Sunday school. Reformed, I think they call it. I'm disappointed in you, Ray, and hurt.
Ah, don't make me cry in me beer, chum.
About last night.
Oh, forget it.
What?
I said forget it, we're grown-up people, aren't we?
Some of us.
Thought she might have come in with you for a drink.
No, she's just having a bit of a rest.
Later, perhaps.
Well, I wouldn't know. Why don't you go and ask her?
Your flat?
Susan, all, you know.
You don't mind?
No, go and say hello.
Great. Sorry I can't stay and buy you a drink, Ray, for old time's sake.
Right flaming friend you are. Talk about throwing her to the wolves.
Oh, don't worry, it'll be a low and goodbye. I've had a talk, me and Bet, you know. We understand each other a lot better. She's not interested in him. Oh, you won't see him for exhaust fumes.
Come in.
She said it was all right.
Oh.
Well, is it all right?
Come in.
You said that once, I'm in.
Yeah.
I've come to say to her I'm moving on.
A job?
No, just moving on.
Why?
Something Ray Langton pointed out.
Well, who the hell's Langton to interfere? What does he think?
He's right, kid.
Why? What did he say?
That I'm a mug, I'm daft, I fall heavily. Look, he'd probably tell you himself there was a chick in Carlisle. She was married. Took me over a year. He knows the way I feel about you, Bet. I've got to agree with him.
But you said you'd wait till after my holidays.
Yeah, well, it's a long way off and they want drivers in Coventry.
Please. Please wait.
No, Bet.
Well, then I'm not going.
You've got to go.
Look, if I didn't go, would you stay for just a bit longer? You don't want me to go, do you?
No, but...
Then I'm not going.
Oh, hang on a minute, I says. You better tell us your name first, hadn't you? So he says, my name's Smith and I come from Bury. So I says to him, oh, that's funny, because my name's Smith and I come from Bury and all. Which street? He says Victoria Street. Oh, I says, isn't that funny, because I come from Victoria Street and all. At me and my long-lost brother what run away to see you when he was 7. Hey, I says, but what'll happen if my mum catches me up here on Great Horn with my own brother?
What did he say then?
Nothing, he just took his hand off me knee and went out with my pal for the rest of the holiday.
I bet you never made that mistake again.
Oh, give over. I've even reminded fellas since of what false names they was using, just so they keep the drinks coming. You know, fellas think that when we go on holiday, we leave our brains at home.
How much did this cost?
What? That? Oh, about £2 a deep. Yes.
Smashing.
Well, it's like my dad used to say before we was ruined in the Wall Street crash.
What was that?
You have got to speculate to accumulate. I mean, think of all the spending money we'll save in Torquay when that starts wrapping itself round the nearest fella.
Irma?
Yeah.
About Torquay?
Yeah, what about it?
I'm sorry, I'm not coming.
You what?
I can't.
Since when?
Last night, I suppose.
Why, what happened last night, or is that an embarrassing question?
Don't be daft. Nothing happened last night. It's just that, well, me and Frank had a talk and I've decided I can't come.
Did he ask you not to come?
He needs me, Irma.
Oh, no, don't tell me he really said that.
Well, it's more than anybody else has ever said to me, and it's true, he does need
Oh,
me.
I know it's true, yes, of course, because if you go away for a week, who's going to provide his meals and pay for all his drinks at the Rovers?
That's a rotten thing to say.
Well, it's because it's the rotten truth, isn't it? Oh, Bet, don't make a fool of yourself. Go on, please come on the holiday. And he'll still be here when you come back, and if he's not, it's not worth bothering with, is it?
Look, it's no use you going on at me, Irma. I've made my mind up. I just don't want to be away from Frank for a week, and that's that.
And what about my holiday then, or doesn't that matter?
I've said I'm sorry, kid.
Oh, you said you're sorry, so that makes everything all right, does it? A fat long good story's going to be to me when I'm stuck in Torquay on my own.
You will remember, won't you, Mrs. Walker?
Remember?
Yeah, I'll not be in next week.
I remember no such thing.
Yeah, what? But I told you last week that Irma had asked me to look after the shop while she goes on holidays.
Yes, and if I remember rightly, I told you that I would consider the matter and let you know nearer the time whether I could or could not release you.
Well, you never mentioned it, so naturally I assumed that
You had no right to make that assumption. I said I would think about it, and I have thought about it.
And?
I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I can't spare you, not at the present time.
Well, what's so special about things all of a sudden?
I would have thought that was obvious. By this time tomorrow, my name will be over that door, and the entire eyes of this street will be on me, wondering what sort of a job I'm going to make of it.
Well, I'm sure Miss Nugent had come in.
Look, Miss Nugent has her own career to follow. In any case, this is one occasion when I really must insist on fielding my strongest team.
But I've already told Irma.
Well, I'm afraid you'll just have to tell her that you can't. After all, it is a question of priority.
And what if I decide not to tell her?
Oh, well, of course, that is entirely up to you. But nobody is irreplaceable.
Oh.
Hello, Ray. You're an early bird.
Aye, well, it's the early bird that catches the worm, isn't it, Mrs. Walker? Mind you, I've never gone much on raw meat at this time of the morning.
You've come to put my sign up for me, haven't you?
Well, not exactly, no.
Oh?
I've come to tell you I can't. Not till tomorrow at least. You see, I've got an assignation with the first floor burst in Rosamond Street.
But, Ray, you promised. You definitely said you'd do it for me today.
Yes, well, I realise that, Mrs. Walker, but needs must, eh? With the bathtub floating down the landing.
It's really a matter of priorities, isn't it?
Well, I'm sorry, like, but that's the way it is. Well, well, if it isn't the angel of Coronation Street, off on another intrepid mission of mercy, I'll be bound.
Shut your rotten face, Langton.
How's it going, kid?
Oh, great.
Oh, aye.
Of course.
I believe you. Thousands wouldn't.
Please yourself.
Hey, tell me something.
What?
Has that dirty old man you've been ministering to chased you around the three-piece suite yet?
You know what's wrong with you, don't you, Langton?
There's nothing wrong with me, darling. I have it on very good authority.
For all you know, one of these days you might end up like Mr. Noblett.
Ah, don't kid yourself. I've got plans for my old age.
Oh?
Yeah, I'm going to have pots of cash and a great big knobbly walking stick. And when I bang on that bedroom floor, they better come running or I'll cut them out of me will. Why, Mrs. Sharples? And what a pleasure it is to see one of our senior citizens in such fine fettle for her first milk stout of the day. But I think there's something you ought to know. They're not open yet. Good morning, Mrs. Ogden.
Oh, morning.
You're looking very well. Have you and your Stan been doing your yogi again?
Just clean living, that's what does it.
Oh, well, I must try it sometime. When I've naught better to do.
Oh, hello, Joe.
Hi.
I was hoping I might catch you.
Oh?
Well, it's about our Irma on this holiday, like.
Oh, yeah.
Well, she's a good girl as our own, you know, underneath it all, like. But, well, she's inclined to be a bit easily led when she's on her holidays, you know. So I was wondering if you'd sort of keep an eye on her for me.
Well, I would if I could, Hilda, only I'm not going.
Oh?
Sorry.
Now I know why they make them do it in prison.
What?
Sewing mailbags. Now,
Thanks, love.
is there any more little domestic chores you'd like me to do while I'm in the mood? Renovating, dry cleaning?
Yes, a nice pair of flannels upstairs could do with the press.
Oh, no. Oh, no, that was a rule in the lazy, hazy days of Dennis Tanner.
What was?
Pressing beautiful trousers is a full-time occupation for them as creases them. Besides, I've got a day's work to do. I wonder if I'll ever get used to it.
Get used to what?
Seeing you in a boiler suit.
Does it bother you?
No, not if it doesn't bother you.
No, it doesn't. I've worn a boiler suit before. Usually a hand-me-down from my brothers. I'm not going to wear this for very long, you know.
Are you very disappointed then, Chuck?
What do you mean disappointed?
About not going to Torquay?
Who said I'm not going?
Oh, well, I was just talking to Bet Lynch and I thought...
Well, we all know what Thought did, don't we?
Are you going to Torquay then?
Of course I'm going.
On your own?
Yes.
Oh, well, will you be all right on your own, Chuck? I mean, all that way down there?
Oh, don't worry, Mother. I shan't take any sweets from strange men, and if I want to cross the road, I'll ask the nearest lollipop man.
Oh, it's not the same on your own, though, is it?
I don't know.
Oh, no, you want a bit of company on your holidays.
Do you reckon?
Oh, yeah. Funny, place I've always wanted to go to is Torquay.
Mum, are you by any chance trying to say something in that very suckle way of yours?
Oh, only that I don't want your holiday spoiled, Chuck. I mean, you need a change just like I need a change. And, well, if you were stuck, you know, I'm sure your dad could manage on his own for a bit.
You mean you and me in tandem, like?
Yeah, well, purely to help you out, love.
Well, why not? I mean, I can just see it now. Mother and daughter all done up in the war paint.
That's right, Chuck.
And mind, what goes at what we might get up to. Don't you think that's a very exciting idea, Lucille?
What?
Me and my mum on holiday together, hunting as a pair.
Oh, they used to do it all the time in the olden days.
They are, you see. It's historical as well as hysterical.
Yeah, well, I'll not hold you up any longer then. I've a lot to attend to.
Does she think what I think she's thinking?
I think she does.
She must think I'm dafter than she is then. Hey, how are you fixed for taking over Bet Lynch's booking?
Oh, I'm sorry, Irma. I've had all my holidays for this year.
Oh, what can I get you then?
Light in a garden piece for me Auntie Anna. She'll pay you later when she comes in.
OK. Oh, I'll have to go and open the car.
Right. Hello. She's just gone to get me something from the back.
Are we going on with him then?
Who?
Nobby Noblet, the old codger you've adopted to work your sins off on.
Oh, all right.
Fun.
Do you know him then?
I know of him. They reckon he eats up do-gooders for breakfast.
We don't want to be helped.
They never do, the Nobby Noblets of this world. That's why they're always in need of it.
When I went round this morning, he wouldn't even let me in.
What did you do?
Well, what could I do?
By gum, isn't that just typical of your generation?
What do you mean?
Doing good works is all right until the novelty wears off. Well, the minute somebody slams a door in your face, you run back to your tape recorders and your guitars like a frightened rabbit.
What do you expect me to do, kick a rotten door in?
Well, that might be a good idea for a start.
Ooh.
Can I get you something, Mrs. Sharples? That is, if you've come down off your soapbox.
Well, you could have done when I come in, but I've had to wait about so long I've gone right out of my mind now. Hello. Hello, Chuck.
Hiya.
Hello, love.
Oh, cheer up. Nobody's going to eat you.
Oh, I shouldn't be too sure of that either. Not when you hear what I've come to tell you.
Mr. Noblet, come on. Look, I know you're in there, Mr. Noblet. It's me, Lucille. Let me in, please.
Go on! Go away! Go away! Leave me alone! Go away!
Come on, Mr. Noblet, I only want to talk to you.
Oh, well, I don't want to talk to you. Go away before I set the bubbies on you.
Hiya, love. Mind your fingers, love, because it's hot. Be careful, that one's out the back of the oven. Go steady.
Sorry, missus.
I'll be glad when this place makes up its mind whether it's an alehouse at dinner time or Fred's Cafe on the A1.
Oh, come now, Mrs. Sharples. Lunchtime catering's always been a feature of the better type of public house.
Lunchtime capering it might have been, but I can't see yesterday's meat pie smothered in gravy getting you into any good food guide.
Mrs. Sharples, those pies were fresh from the bakery this morning.
In that case, I should advise you to take your custom somewhere else. Oh, and while we're talking about lunchtime catering...
Yes?
I hope I can send the bill to you to take the gravy off me coat.
Hello, Mrs. Walker.
Irma?
How are things here in the salt mines?
I'm sure Mrs. Turpin here will deal with you.
Oh, I'm sure she will. I mean, if Mrs. Turpin stepped one foot out of the door, the place would collapse, wouldn't it? And if you ever want a favour doing, Mrs. Walker, walk straight past our house, you know.
I'm sorry I had to let you down, love, but I'd have lost my job.
It's all right, don't worry about it.
When you be going to Torquay, then?
Ooh, I'm going if I've got to burn the shop down and pay the train fare with the insurance money.
Oh, what do you want as if I didn't know?
Oh, you've heard then, have you?
There isn't very much that's said round here that I don't hear, lass.
Oh, they say bad news travels faster than good, don't they? Well, go on, how you fix them for looking after the shop for me for a while?
By gum, you must be desperate if you finally worked your way down to me.
All right, so I'm desperate now, will you, or won't you?
Very sorry, I can't.
Can't or won't because I never asked you first.
Well, it would have been nice to have been asked first, but that's got naught to do with it.
No?
No. There's summit on every night next week at the Mission, which means they'll expect that place to be spotless every day by midday. And I'm not just up to double shifts anymore.
Oh, well, there's no charge for asking, is there?
Oh, hello, Chuck. I've asked him for you.
Who?
Your dad. And he said to tell you that while it will discommode him having me away for a while, it'll be well worth it, if it makes you happy.
Look, ma'am, the way things are going at present, nobody's going on holiday. But if things change, and they do, you certainly haven't been selected.
Ah, Chuck.
What the hell do you want to keep hammering on my door for?
I can't touch over that thing!
You what?
That thing!
I can't say, take your teething hooks off that!
I only want to talk to you.
Ah, well, I don't want to talk to you. Coming in here like God Almighty. Now, look, see what you've done? You made it go all funny. I suppose you're satisfied now, are you?
Let me have a go.
Take your hands off it! What do you know about it? Flipping kids coming in here. See? I suppose you're happy now, are you?
I only turned it off.
Oh, you broke it. I kept telling you to clear off.
Listen, I've got a friend who'll mend it for you.
Oh, no.
He's dead good at radios.
You don't take that wireless out of here. I know your tricks. Here, you better clear off before I make it sorry you stopped.
Have you had your dinner?
Mind your own business.
You've got to eat.
When I want to eat, I eat, and when I don't, I don't.
Shall I go for some fish and chips for you?
No!
How about a nice sloppy mixture then?
Oh, no. Butter makes me bilious and peas give me wind. No, go on, clear off. Leave me alone.
I only want to help you, Mr. Noblet.
Why?
Because I think you need it.
Never needed help in my life.
Come on, I'll side up for you.
Don't take your hands off that lot. Everything there is the way I want it.
Is this your wife, then?
Was.
Nice looking, wasn't she? She reminds me of my mum a bit. She died when I was a kid. Now, what do you think she'd say if she saw you living in this tip?
Ah, don't talk so wet.
When did she... How long have you been on your own?
Long enough. I always knew she'd go first, but she were lucky. Shouldn't have to hang about down here.
Don't you have no family?
Family? Well, I have family somewhere.
Boys or girls?
Lads, of course.
Why, of course.
'Cause I'm stuck here, aren't I, in the stump by myself. Lads are no use to you. Lasses will look after you, but not lads. Oh, no, they go off and get married, they do. And the wives are too busy looking after their own to look after you. Lads?
Shall I make you a cup of tea?
Please the sin.
Hey, Are you going to cheer up her, aren't you?
I'm sorry, Frank. I just keep remembering Irma's face when I told her.
Look, kid, if you want to go with her, you go. If it's upsetting you that much, it's all the same to me, you know.
I don't want to go with her. It's just that I feel a right so-and-so for letting her down, that's all.
Why?
Well, why do you think? I mean, I have spoiled her holiday.
I don't see how.
What do you mean?
I mean Irma Barlow herself, like. She's not the bearded lady, you know. In fact, she's a fair piece of stuff, is old Irma.
So?
So when she walks into a bar down Torquay, they're gonna be buzzing round her like bees round a honeypot. And don't tell me that'll spoil her holiday. 'Cause for my money, that's the nearest Irma I'll ever get to heaven.
That's true. She'll not be on her own long if I know Irma.
See, you wouldn't chuckle. So why the long face?
I suppose you're right.
I know I'm right. Anyway, she's got that other thing going for her, hasn't she?
What other thing?
Well, she's a widow. I mean, when that gets around the bar, someone's going to be killed in the rush.
Why's that?
Well, why do you think?
Do men really think like that?
Well, all the men I've known do any road.
They're lousy dogs.
Well, that's the way it goes, isn't it?
Is that the way it goes with you, then?
I'm a blonde man myself.
Well, you like it? Speak now, forever hold your peace.
Oh, yes, I like it.
Well, what's up, then?
Guess.
I can't. I was very backward at school and no good at guessing games, so tell me.
All right. I'm up to my eyes in debt.
Oh, no.
And I have to do everything I can do to get myself out of debt.
Do you know how much this thing cost?
I don't want to hear about it.
10 quid. 10 rotten, measly, lousy quid.
It doesn't matter how much it cost, Elsie. We agreed we'd use every cent we could raise to get me out of the red.
Look, Alan, my job is selling stuff, right? Stuff that makes people look good, and I have to look good to sell it, so I need something to look good in,
Oh,
right?
come on, Elsie. You've got more stuff to look good in than I know of anybody else. We can't get in the flaming bedroom upstairs for your stuff.
Do you know how hard I have to work to earn my flaming money? The no thank yous and call again next week and a mile after flaming mile
Yes,
after
I
walk.
know exactly how hard you have to work to earn every cent of it. Which surprises me. You're prepared to waste £10 on buying something you don't need. And you don't need it, do you? I'm sorry, love.
Oh, don't go on. I saw it in the shop window and I liked it and I thought it'd suit me, so I bought it. I'm not used to having to pull my belt in another notch instead of eating.
Well, neither am I.
I'll take it back tomorrow.
No, don't be daft. Look, Elsie, it's not so much the dress. I want you to realize that I meant what I said. I wasn't just blowing off steam yesterday when I said I'm not going to spend the rest of my life with engine oil under my fingernails. Look, love, I've had a taste of what it's like up there. And I like the taste, and I want to be up there again. And I won't get up there if we waste every penny we can save on stuff we don't need.
I'll stop in after school and clean the blackboard, eh?
284. Oh, what's that? Charm Cosmetics from London.
Hey.
It's not for me.
Hello, Mrs. Allen speaking. Oh, yes? Oh. Oh, I see. Well, I don't really know. I mean, hang on a minute. It's the office, the boss.
Oh?
They want me to go to London for a course. Area supervisor.
For how long?
Could you tell me how long it had before? Oh, I see. Yeah. Well, hang on a minute. 3 weeks. Well, what do you think?
What do you think?
Well, it would mean more money and I wouldn't have to walk so flaming much.
Oh, why not?
Can you fix it for me, Billy? You used to be dead good at fixing radios.
Oh, why don't we just flog it to the British Museum? I mean, use the money to buy our own knobby radiogram.
No, can you, though?
Oh, what's wrong with it? Apart from the fact that it's dying of old age.
You just banged it and it went dead.
Well, I'm not surprised. Probably a valve gone. If it works off valves like and not jam jars. Oh, all right, kid. I'll have a look at it for you.
Hey, and will you make it quick, because it's dead important to him.
All right. Do you want a drink?
Oh, yeah, I'll have a shandy.
So the trip's off, then?
Well, it looks as if it'll have to be, won't it?
Of course, you could always shut shop up.
Oh, why? And come back, find all my trade's gone down to Rosamond Street Supermarket. You think there'd be somebody to look after the shop for me for a while, wouldn't you?
Ah, have another drop of Mother's Ruin. It won't seem quite as bad.
You what?
Mother's ruin, you know.
I do know, yes.
Well, do you want another drink or don't you?
No, it's not that. No, thanks. You've just given me a very daft idea, and you know what, Ray? I'm just daft enough to try it.
So where's she gone now, then?
Over the pub. I said I'd watch shop for her. And them toffees you're stuffing yourself with are 1 3 1/4.
Charge it to me account. Hey, what did she say when you said I was coming round for me tea?
Nothing, I haven't told her yet.
Uh-oh, Joyce to flipping come.
Hello.
How you going?
Oh, swinging. Are you being attended to?
I've asked Frank to come for his tea, Irma.
Well, in that case, you better go upstairs and start getting it ready, haven't you?
Right, yeah.
You know, they say this pork luncheon meat's very nice.
Thanks.
2 and 11 to you, love.
I'll pay for that.
Suit yourself.
Come on, love, help me do bread and butter.
What exactly did you want to see me about, Chuck?
I'll tell you, ma'am. You need a rest and I need a rest, right?
That's right, Chuck.
And they do say a change is as good as a rest, don't they?
That's right, Chuck.
Well, I could get my change by going down to Torquay for a rest. You could get your rest by coming in the shop for a change in my place.
The shop? You mean me on my own, like?
Yeah, what do you think?
Oh, yeah, Chuck. Yeah. Ow. Sorry, love. Can't attend to you yet. I'm not really open.
You're in early, aren't you, Ma?
Where do you think you're going?
Didn't you know? I always call in before me breakfast. Gives me an appetite. 2 and 7. Tea or coffee?
Oh, you didn't half. Oh, I saw this fella sitting. Oh.
Yeah, you don't mind me coming now, like?
Well, you're a nice fella and all that, but you're not supposed to see what I look like at this time in the morning.
Ah.
I must look a right shambles.
Stupid, you look great. All warm and messed up. It's nice.
Can I get up?
Yeah. It's all a big myth, that. You know, the stuff about a woman looking terrible when she gets up in the morning.
Man of the world, eh?
You got it. I like women brewing up as well. Don't know why, it just turns me on.
What time is it?
About 8 o'clock. You know that woman's down there already?
What woman?
Irma's ma.
Oh, yeah. Have you had your breakfast yet?
No.
I'll do you some.
You fancy going to Skipton?
Where?
I got the wagon outside going to Skipton. You coming?
Is it dead romantic?
No, it's north of Leeds. So get dressed.
Oh, well, what can I do? Oh, it's only you.
How you doing?
Well, I haven't really started yet. I thought you was me first. Hey, that lad's here. He's upstairs.
What lad?
That Frank fella with Bet Lynch.
Oh,
He's upstairs. And she's getting dressed.
good for him.
It's disgusting. That's your permissive society, that is, you know, happening right above your head.
Want me to go and stop him?
You stop right where you are. There's enough carryings on already.
Ah, get away, you don't carry on this time in the morning. He's probably just come for his breakfast.
That's what he said, I know. Anyhow, if you're not buying out, you can clear off. I've got a shop to run, you know.
I'll have 10 fags. I'll make it 20, yeah? You'll be home for me dinner, won't you?
5 and 2.
On the slate, eh?
5 and 2. That fella never got marks and sparks going, giving credit to the likes of you know.
Flipping 10, then.
I bought this car once. First week, door handle came off, window jammed all sorts. I took it back. You know what the fella said?
Oh, tell me.
63 model, is it, sir? Don't worry. Happens to all the 63 models.
All right, Billy, you win. I'm now very happy that it's only the wipers that don't work, and I'm convinced you're the most honest man in the business. But what do I do when it rains?
I'll bring it in any time today. I'll do it.
OK, I'll do that.
Have you fixed my radio yet? Hello, Ken.
Hang on.
I'm flashing a bit of the after-sale service, aren't I?
Yeah, all right. Look, I'm late as it is. I'll drop it in later, OK?
Yeah, OK, see
All right,
you.
cheerio.
Well, have you? Have you fixed it yet?
No, I didn't know you fixed radios.
Oh, we don't.
Because he needs it, you know. I mean, he's only an old fella.
I'm sorry, love.
I was afraid I forgot all about it.
Oh, Billy.
Don't worry, I'll see to it.
Do you know what's wrong with it?
Oh, you wouldn't be any the wiser if I told you, would you?
I believe you. Can you fix it, though?
Sure.
Today.
All right.
This morning.
Hang on. I've got a living to make, you know, besides running the Billy Walker Benevolent Society. I've got to get some spares. I won't have time till this afternoon.
You see, he needs it. I mean, it's the only comfort he's got.
You know, you make me laugh. You live in a pub, work in a betting shop, and you join the Sally Army.
I have not joined the Salvation Army.
They won't let you bang the big drum, you know. You're not big enough.
Ha ha. You know, you're all the same. You're just like Ray Langton. You laugh at someone who wants to do something for somebody else. You're just out for yourselves.
Hey, I thought it was me who wanted to fix the radio.
Oh, forget it. If you can't be bothered to fix it, I'll find somebody.
I'll fix it. You know, you're really hung up about it, aren't you? A proper little do-gooder.
I am not a do-gooder.
Or whatever it is you call it. You know, you're serious about it. You must be. You've lost your sense of humour.
Well, why shouldn't I be serious?
Look, I know you.
You don't know me. You knew me when I was a kid, and I'm not a kid anymore.
I had noticed. You know, I thought you might have grown up into a lot of things, but never one of them birds in bonnets pushing the war cry.
I'm not getting through to you, am I? That's not what it's about. All I want to do is help someone.
Right, well, why this particular old fella? If you really want to help someone, charity, you know, begins...
Begins at home. Well, I do help me Auntie Annie, don't I?
Yeah, for which you get your home comforts.
Oh, I see. You're poking fun at me because I'm not getting anything out of it. Oh, well, that fits, doesn't it?
On the other hand, you're calling me and Ray because we're out for ourselves, so what's wrong with that? Oh, this old bloke of yours, this...
Mr. Noblet.
Mr. Noblet, he's old, right? Well, we're all going to get old. We can all see it coming. Now, if he'd thought on and taken his chances when he had 'em, he'd be all right. He wouldn't need you and he wouldn't need the Salvation Army.
What do you know about his life? He never had no chances. He worked hard all his life until he was too sick to work, and what does he get? Not even a pension from his firm.
Look, all
and
I'm
it's not just because he's poor. He's crippled with arthritis. He can't get about much.
All right. I'm not knocking it. I know there are people who need help.
Well?
And I'm all for helping them. But half the people on the books of the Salvation Army, it's their own fault. It's something in them. It's the way they've handled their lives, and there's nothing you can do to change them. The Salvation Army will never have to put up with Billy Walker, I'll tell you that.
I'll keep my fingers crossed
You
for
do
you.
that. Hey, listen. Look after number 1A while you've still got a chance.
This is mad, you know. What are we doing going to Skipton in the lorry?
Because there's 2 ton of stuff on the back that somebody wants, and it happens to be in Skipton.
Are you sure it's going to make it?
I'm sure.
Hey, how about that? It's green all of a sudden.
Yeah, gives you the collywobbles, doesn't it?
You mean you're a city boy?
Bet your life I am.
You know, you ought to give these up. They'll kill you.
I'm too old to start giving things up. I haven't got very many pleasures left anyway. You took me wireless, now you're trying to do for me smokes.
I only took you to get it fixed.
Well, weren't that wrong with it?
Oh, except that you couldn't hear anything for that crackling and whistling.
That's 'cause it's old, like me. It's worn out, but still going. I like it.
You like it much better when it's fixed.
Folk are always fixing things. They can't fix me.
Yeah, well, I got your shopping done for you, didn't I? Right, close your eyes.
Oh, whoa.
What sort of tea do you normally have?
All the same to me.
Oh, well, that's good, because I got your tea bags. I thought they'd be more...
Tea bags?
Yeah, you know, them little bags.
Can't stick tea bags. That's my last pleasure shop, that is. You're done away now with me cup of tea, haven't you? You're doing marvels, aren't you?
I think I am, yes.
I usually have the wireless in the morning.
Well, you'll have it back tomorrow. You don't want to listen to Jimmy Young, do you?
I like to listen to Dales.
The Dales have gone. Finished. They don't have them anymore.
Well, whatever they call them,
Come
it's
here.
just the same. I like to hear 'em. When did you say it'd be fixed?
I've told you I'll bring it back tomorrow.
Oh, well, I can't wait while tomorrow. I want it back this afternoon.
Don't tell me you want to listen to Woman's Hour.
Ah, Woman's Hour. So you can bring it back whether it's fixed or no. I like Marjorie Anderson.
Hey, Kev, puncture shouldn't take you 10 minutes. Oh, God.
Oh, no, that's the tin lid, that is.
I'm sorry, love, honest, but it was an accident.
Well, he wants it back for this afternoon.
Darling. One blitz radio that'll never see Ilversum again.
You know, you won't believe this, but he wants to listen to Woman's Hour.
Oh, stole me. Look, I know a little place. I'll go and pick one up in my dinner hour, all right?
It'll have to be exactly like that one.
Darling, it's a second-hand shop, not a museum.
He'll go mad.
Look, I'll do what I can. I'll get one like that or better. Now, I can't say fairer than that, can I?
I suppose not. You don't have to face him, though.
I'll bring it home in my dinner hour. Now, can I get on with a bit of work so I can avoid the Sally Army in my old age?
You're joking.
Oh, it's a job, better than some.
Nah, this is a drag. Definitely bloody drag. It's all right, though, when I'm short of the readies. And it's got its perks.
You really want to be somebody, you
Baby,
don't
I am somebody. Rich git!
Do you know, it doesn't half show in your face when you want something.
Yeah? Well, I'm looking at you now, aren't I?
Well, the best I can do here is a couple of fags, okay? Oh, wait, kid, it's the last two. Can we stop and get some more?
Yeah, not far. We'll stop for dinner.
Hey, what's that place? Is it a pub or what?
Used to be a garage-cum hotel, till the spooks took over. It's haunted.
What do you mean it's haunted?
Telling you, it's full of spooks.
Do you mean like poltergeist?
Yeah, some of them as well.
Well, let's have a deco anyway, eh?
How do you fancy it?
Why not?
All right, then, we'll give it a spin.
Great. It's a shame, really, isn't it, Frank? I wonder what it's like inside.
Let's have a deco.
Oh, I don't know.
Come, Ed.
All right, you don't get a prize for being in first. Frank? 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 Come on. Frank? Frank? Do me a favour.
Hey! And the ghost of old Sir Jasper comes to haunt them that treads on me too.
All right, you've had your fun now. Drop it. What are you looking for?
Anything valuable?
Will I do?
No chance.
Come on, let's go.
Where are you going?
Oh, let's go.
There's nothing to be scared of. There's nobody for miles.
How do I know?
Well, you saw it from the road. You're all on your lonesome, kid.
Except for you.
Except for me. Nobody downstairs, nobody outside. Just a few old sheep and me.
Well, that feels all right. You're harmless enough.
Charming. But there's something I want to tell you. I don't exactly know what it is.
Tell me all the same.
You know I dig you. Or I dig your type of woman.
Like what?
Oh, come on, you know.
Like big, blonde and bashing 30? I am, you know. I am a lot older than you.
Don't trouble me.
No, but maybe it troubles me.
Oh, come on. Quit being a kid when I smashed my rattle on a scuffer's kneecap. Wasn't worth being a kid where I come from. The man said I'm mentally scarred.
What man?
My first probation officer.
Hard case.
Yeah, hard case.
What about Skipton?
Stuff, Skipton.
You'll get the sack.
He said he'd showed in my face when I wanted something. Can you see what I want now?
Annie Walker, licensed to sell intoxicating liquor. I'll go and unscrew that sign.
Raymond, one moment, if you please.
Mrs. Walker.
Well, it's a small point, but an important one. My name is Anne. Therefore, it's Anne Walker, licensed to sell and so forth, not Annie.
Begging your pardon, Mrs. Walker, but everybody round here knows you as Annie.
Yes, and you're commonly called Ray, aren't you? But that doesn't mean that you lose the right to your proper title.
Mrs. Walker, I mean, he has a point, you know. This being a pub, I think that it should be the name that everybody, well, you know.
For professional reasons, Mrs. Turpin, I have always been known and shall remain Anne Walker. But that's enough of that, really. I am, after all, a Beaumont, and that's a name that still means something in Clitheroe.
This is not Clitheroe.
Family pride counts for something, Ray. Now, I don't mean to be offensive, but there are many people round here with less cause to be proud of their lineage.
Yes, well, you don't get much lineage round here.
Well, I still think that Anne sounds a little bit sniffy for here. I mean, it's more sort of, well, Knutsford. Oh, this is Annie country, kid.
I'm well aware, Mrs. Turpin, that this little corner is the last bastion of good standards and good taste in this area. However, that is not my fault, and I will not capitulate.
If I remember right, it's the licensee's legal name what has to go up over the door. Kenneth, go and ask Mrs. Walker if it's Anne or Annie on her birth certificate.
Mr. Walker, Mrs. Sharples was wondering whether... Look, start, was it, Mrs. Sharples?
I am not deaf, nor am I so childish as to stoop to producing personal documents. If everybody round here insists on using the more familiar form of my name, well, I suppose I should be flattered. Have it as you will.
Look, does all this mean I can put Annie on that board?
Do whatever you think fit, dear, and you won't lack for advice, informed or otherwise.
Oh! Right, Bradley.
Come on.
Oh!
I'm sorry, but I'm late. I'll see you in Skipton. Come on, woman.
come on. Can't make it on my own. Oh! 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 Oh.
This place gives me the willies.
It's great. You can breathe out here.
It's too quiet. There's nothing happening.
Frank, just relax and enjoy it.
Oh, I can't, not out here. I like to be in a city with all those beautiful concrete buildings. It's nice. It's too quiet. It's like a graveyard. Come on, let's go. I'm starving.
So that's what it was all about, I see.
Yeah, A-double-M-I-E, Annie.
Seems funny to see you painting over Uncle Jack's name. Hey, I never did notice, did it say Jack Walker or John Walker?
You know, I don't think I noticed either. Oh, here's your fella.
Hey, what's that?
A bicycle.
We know it's a telly, but what's it for? You haven't.
I have. It's for your old fella. I couldn't get a radio like his old one, so I had a brainwave reconditioned telly. How's that?
Oh, you're a smasher. A telly, does it work?
Of course it does.
I bet he's never had a telly before. You know, it's better than his lousy old radio.
Well, now he can see Watch with Mother and all, can't he?
Oh, he'll be dead chuffed. Hey, can we take it round to him
Hey,
now?
hang on. Let me give us some dinner down me.
Right. Come on, you lovely fella. I'll feed you.
Idiot! Right!
Come on.
Oh!
Look what we've got here.
Oh, you need an aerial.
Aerial?
You can forget all about your radio. It's your lucky day. We've got your telly.
Where's the socket? I'll fix it up for you.
Well, where's my wireless?
Ah, yeah, well, you see, that got broke, so...
Broke? My wireless?
Yeah, but we got your telly instead.
Oh, I don't want one of them things. They attract the thunder, they do. They're a curse. Here, who broke my wireless?
Oh, well, that was my fault, so...
Well, what was you doing with it, then?
Well, I was fixing it.
He was in the signals, you see.
Fixing it? You was fixing it?
Yeah, well...
Well, you can take that abomination out of here. Go on, get it out.
But, Mr. Nobley...
Get it out. I want my wireless set back, otherwise I'll report you.
But it's a television, don't you see?
See? My eyes aren't any good for watching any televisions. I want my wireless. I'll report you, I will. I'll report you to Sally Army. Ooh, I'll fix you. I'll report you.
Darlene, I had a puncture, didn't I?
You never stuck for an answer, you, are you?
I get along.
Hiya, Frank.
Where you going, kid?
Oh, it's awful. Been dead lately.
Hey, Luke's busy, you know.
Oh, but they're all old fellas, aren't they? Where you going, Frank?
Just up the road, Skipton.
You're never lonely in that cab, are you? You'll get me jealous.
And you'll wear that table out.
All right, missus. All right. Hey, that BRS fella's beat your record on pinball. Got over 4,000.
Yeah? I'll have to make a comeback then, won't I?
You can come back any time you want, Frank.
In case you didn't know, I'm the pinball king around here.
You seem to do all right. Fancy that, kid?
Who, Judy?
Oh, is that a name? Oh, yeah.
Actually, nothing but a kid. Got what it takes.
You mean you wouldn't mind?
I don't fancy her, no.
Well, she wouldn't mind a crack at you.
That doesn't bother me. Tell you what I do fancy.
What?
Another cup of tea.
Right.
Forget it. You don't have to pay for everything, you know. I got a son.
I don't mind.
I do. Two teas, gal.
Nice and strong.
Uh-huh.
Oh, sugar.
Yep. How's he doing? Has he been getting his oats regular?
He was out all last night. He's getting randy in his old age.
Yeah, that's the only way to be, isn't it?
Are you, coming back this way tonight?
Uh-huh.
Well, I'll be here. Shilly.
Hey girl, you're a lovely mover.
You want to have a go, you son? Get some of that fat off you. Hey, Will, stick 15A on the box for me.
Come here, Bet.
No, Frank, let's go home and I'll make you a frankfurter butter.
Okay, but just let's have a cup of tea first.
I'd rather stop out in the lorry.
Well, I won't argue with you. Two teas, Fred.
Hiya, Frank. I thought you'd notice.
Oh, I forgot to say it, didn't I? They're playing our tune.
Two.
Have one yourself if you want. 3 altogether.
Thanks.
I think I can manage this one by myself. I'll be in there.
Hey, how do I know I'm wanted?
Oh, you are. Hey, where's the waiting?
That was quick. I thought you'd be half an hour jabbing.
Yeah, well, I'm a man of few words, aren't I?
Do you know, this tune reminds me of something, but I can't place it.
Try Buddy Holly.
You're right.
Naturally.
I remember the day he got killed, you know. My first day, my first job at work. And this girl came in, her face all blotched up with crying. He wasn't like any of the others, Little Richard or any of that lot. He was sort of refined, you know, with his horn-rimmed glasses and everything.
So that's how you like your fellas.
You know what I mean. You fool.
Do you, mind if I join you?
No, go ahead, sit down.
I think he was a gentleman. I didn't interrupt you, did I? I was invited, as a matter of fact.
No, Bet was just saying about Buddy Holly, how he got killed.
Hey? Remember Otis Redding in that plane crash?
Greatest.
Yeah, I can't turn you loose.
Buddy Holly was in a plane crash.
Oh? I wouldn't know. Before my time. Well, you stopping over then, Frank?
No, not tonight, kid.
Oh, but me mum was expecting you to.
Well, I can't, you see. I've got a date with a Frankfurter.
Oh. Would you, like a record on, love? We've got lots of oldies. Prehistoric, mostly.
No, thanks. I'd like some more milk in this tea, though. It's a bit strong. Love. Well, what are you grinning at?
You could always scratch your eyes out, you know.
Now, listen, you can stop here if you want to, because you're obviously used to stopping over.
It's a bed and breakfast and it's dirt cheap.
I bet that's not the only thing.
Careful.
Oh, come on, Frank, let's go.
Okay, but be quiet. We'll do a movie. That go on Spurlow?
Oh, boot.
Milky, innit?
Well, it's not putting you out, is it? I mean, it's not you, it's me. If all Nobleneeds goes crying to the Sally Army...
Now listen, you, I laid out £5 for that telly.
Well, you can always flog it back.
What, for £5?
Well, I didn't know he'd throw it back in my face.
Oh, you went into this with your eyes closed, the right little Miss Goody Two-Shoes. Great, I told you this would happen.
Now, listen, you broke his radio, don't blame me.
Onward, Christian soldiers, marching.
Children, do you know what time it is?
Yes, Mum, it's nearly your bedtime.
How very considerate of you, Billy. There's pieces of wire all over the living room. They won't clear themselves, you know.
Oh, I can wait till the morning, Auntie
Do you
Anna.
know what I have to do in the morning? The drayman's coming at 8 o'clock and then...
I'll help you.
You? Oh, really? You're far too busy helping other people.
Ah, yeah, well, she may not be doing that for much longer.
I'm not giving up, you know.
No, but you might get the push, you know.
I won't. Look, must you argue? Argument, argument all day. It's worse than the bar.
Oh, I'm sorry, Auntie Annie. I'm off to bed.
Oh.
I will help you in the morning, though, honest.
Good night, little soldier. Poor kid. You know, I think she's bitten off more than she can chew.
Have I, Billy? Have I? That's what I wonder.
Sit down, Mum. Come on. Come and sit down and let's get you sorted out.
I'm so tired, love. I'm so tired I could scream.
Look, about this housekeeping business, why don't you get somebody in to help you? Now that Mrs. Ogden's working in the shop.
Look, that's the whole point, love. Now, she'll only be there for a short time. If I get anyone else in and then she comes back, the rumpus. I've had it once before, Billy, I know. Simply not worth it to me.
All right, well, why don't you just let things slide for a bit? Oh, I don't mean the pub, but... I mean, come on, a bit of wire in the city.
Your father, if he
would
ever
have
did
cleared
a
up
job.
behind him, yeah, I know.
Not that I'm ungrateful, Billy. I mean, I know that lamp did need a longer flex.
I don't live up to him, do I? No, I know you want me to, but I just don't.
Look, love, you've been very good to me. You and Lucille. You're all I've got here. You and the pub. You know, this was my first day. My first day with my name up there. It had to go well for me, love. It had to.
And it did, though, didn't it? I mean, it's a fine house you keep here, Mrs. Walker.
I didn't tell you, love. 2 Irishmen came in and started quarrelling. My heart was in my boots.
Oh, you thought they'd start throwing bombs, did you?
I know, man, it would have been a bad omen. You know what happened? One of them had lost his shoe, apparently. The other started to help him find it, and they went out the best of friends.
Yeah. It's a whole world, isn't it? It's a whole side world in here for you, this pub. You know, however much the work is good for you, it stops you thinking about things.
I miss him, Billy.
You know, what I said just now about not living up to him, I didn't mean that exactly. I suppose what I mean is that, I just can't take his place. I mean, there's me and I'm this big, and there's the space that he's left and it's like that, and there's bound to be a gap, and sometimes, Mum, I think that you want me to fill it, and I can't. I just can't. You know, there's no 2 ways about it. He was one hell of a bloke.
Oh, I'm glad to hear you say that, love. I'm glad to know you think like that.
Oh, of course. Well, I mean, you know... Oh, of course I do.
Well, Billy, we saw so little of you. I was afraid that because we stayed here, because we hadn't moved out to Cheshire like we said we would, well, you looked down on us and that you were ashamed to bring your friends, and that was why you didn't come home.
No, the boot's on the other foot. Half the time, my life in London, the sort of friends I had, the sort of life that... I'd have been ashamed in front of him. I couldn't hide anything from him. He could see right through me. Perhaps I would have come back if I'd had something decent to report. Anyway, all that's changed now.
The garage. Oh, Billy, love, he'd be so proud of you.
Would he? I wonder.
Will I pass?
Taste it first.
What for?
You never know. Can't be too careful in this life.
I've told you it's me cooking that's sheer poison.
I'll remember that.
Hey, I've just had a thought. Why aren't we eating hot dogs?
Because I fancied fish and chips.
No, but I didn't.
Ah, that's why you didn't have none.
No, but hot dogs was my idea and I forgot.
That's me secret. To drive all other thoughts out of your head.
All other thoughts but what?
You tell me. You know, I'd take to you, the old fella. Think you were all right.
You know, I might be the amazing Bet Lynch and all that, and I'm not doing right bad as a geisha girl. But what I can't do is hear through walls.
What's paying you a compliment?
Tell me more.
I said you'd go down with the old fella.
What I'm more concerned about is going down with you.
That's because you're ignorant.
Why? Did you want to take me home and show me off?
I don't know where he is. He's a seaman. Shifts around a lot. I suppose I could trace him if I wanted. I mean, if I was in trouble and spread the word, yeah, he'd come.
What makes him so important to you?
The old fella. Well, nobody can put one over on him. I mean, he knows how to carry on. I once saw him do a bloke in. Oh, near enough. Had 20 stitches in his head. Fella came at him with a bottle. Should have seen the blood.
Who had the stitches?
Well, it wasn't me old fella, that's for certain. Told you he knows how to carry on. Like with the old girl. She wouldn't have dared have riled him. No monkey business there, all right.
Do you mean she was frightened of him?
Yeah.
Well, I don't see what's so good about that. I mean, if I was married to a bloke, that's not the way I'd want to feel. I bet he made her life a right misery.
Don't talk about what you don't know.
Well, you've just told me.
I've told you nothing.
Yes, you have, and it strikes me you're better off with him gone.
I told you he's not gone. I only have to spread the word.
Where's your mother?
Dead.
Frank, if she'd have been alive, and with your dad and all that, would you take me round to see him? Would you?
Why not?
Can I have a sip?
You should have had something to eat.
Yeah, well, I'm not like you. If I ate what you ate, I'd blow up like a balloon. You wouldn't fancy me wearing corsets, would you?
Kinky for him. But hardy anyway.
Yeah, well, it's all right for you.
You trying to say I'm skinny?
I'm not complaining.
I've got a 29-inch waist.
So what? Mine's 24.
Well, I can't tell from here.
Do you mean you want me to come across?
Well, I know it's a long journey, but you should be all right if you wrap up warm. Feels more than 24 to me.
Oh, I've left that fire on, honest, the electric bill this month.
Romantic, aren't you?
Hark, who's talking?
Me? Oh, I'm dead romantic. Darling, did you like it up on the moors with all that leather and lollipops?
Oh, it was though, wasn't it?
Ah, if you like that kind of thing.
It's 'cause you're so high up. I saw the sky once and I thought it was the sea. It looked just like the sea.
Jumping, Joseph, blind as well.
Sure up.
Well, if I can't talk to you.
I thought he'd be pleased with the telly, Mrs. Sharples.
Why? His likes and dislikes are not the same as yours. The first rule to help anybody is to put yourself in their shoes. If that old man was happy with his wireless, then it's not asking you to cart it off. It's your job to find out what he wants.
He wants his wireless back, and if he doesn't get it back, he's going to report me to the Salvation Army.
And it's because it's broken, he can't get it back. And you don't want him to complain.
Oh, I don't know. Sometimes I think I don't, then I think I'll give the whole thing up.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mrs. Sharples. I don't know what's got into me this morning. I must have nodded off.
Have you got it?
Got what?
Well, not the sleepy sickness, that shilling piece you went to fetch.
Oh, no, I couldn't find it. Mind you, the way things are at present, if everything was to disappear, I wouldn't be surprised.
No, and the way you're running your caboodle, neither would I.
Hey, Mrs. Sharples.
Yes?
Mr. Noblet, he's not by any chance a friend of yours from the over 60s, is he?
I never met him in my life, and from what you tell me, I haven't missed much.
No.
Oh, I wonder what's good for eyelids.
So working great lists. Shall I sing it out
No,
to you?
no, Chuck, just leave it with me. My Stan will deliver the goods.
Are you sure?
Of course I'm sure. My Stan will come in person. He's one of the services I'm laying on.
Hey up, that sounds a bit naughty.
I beg your pardon?
Well, you know. Oh, never mind.
You meant something dirty, didn't you? Not content with desiccating these premises with filthy goings-on.
Morning, Lucy.
Don't waltz off. I want a word with you.
You better go, kid, or she'll clean you up as well.
See ya.
Well, so you know what I'm talking about, then?
Are you all right, Mrs. Ogden? You do look tired, love.
Not half as tired as what you must be.
Would you like to spell that out? You know, elaborate a bit.
In the early hours of this morning, there was a lorry parked outside this shop.
It's not no parking, is it?
Parked there dead brazen for all the world to see.
Only them as couldn't sleep. Have you always suffered from insomnia?
Don't you cheek me, you cheeky young hussy. I've got my daughter to consider. I've got the reputation of this shop to consider. And I know for a fact how the word gets round. Before you know it, they'll be coming with postcards, and not for selling China dogs.
Now, if I get you right, what I do is my own business as long as I keep it to myself.
Well?
Right, I agree with you. I mean, it could be tricky because you're in charge. But don't worry, I'll tell him. Next time, he can park it round the back. The lorry.
Well, if you're not from welfare, where are you from?
I'm a private citizen, same as you are. Widowed and a pensioner to boot. Now, do you want this radio set or don't you?
All right, you better come in then. How'd you wipe your feet? Goes on sideboard.
Aye, I can see a bit of dust. Didn't Lucille do it clean round here?
Ah, it's not her job to make it clean. I got this woman, you see. That's demarcation, that is. Recognised in industry.
So you made it difficult for her?
Are you her grandma?
No. Though I feel like it on occasion. No, the name's Sharples, and that radio set was mine. Guaranteed to pick up interference and make all manner of din.
Well, what do you want to give it to me for, then?
'Cause I've a mind to.
Stop me telling tales to the Sally Army.
Would you?
Well, I've a right to. Sending me a chit of a girl like that.
That chit of a girl has got a lot to her. Given a bit of experience, she can do other folks a lot of good.
Oh, she didn't do me any good, did she? She didn't even cut me toenails.
Did you ask her?
Well, she should have known. If she'd just cut me toenails, I might have been able to go out for a bit.
She was new to it, and you did all you could to put her off. She started with plenty of spirit, and now it's all but gone.
Well, I don't like folk coming to cut me toenails. Waiting on do-gooders to come and give me a bite to eat.
Well, it might sound harsh, but you've got no choice.
Well, I don't like it.
Well, you don't need to take it out on them.
They're used to it.
That girl wasn't. Do you want her to be discouraged?
She's a nice little figure.
Oh, so it's not all black marks.
And if you see her, you can tell her just that.
I'm not getting at you, Frank. It's just that I don't happen to like westerns. I mean, fair enough, you do.
Yeah. I mean, you go on all that continental stuff. You can't even get what they're talking about.
Well, they do happen to have subtitles.
That's all right if you can read.
Yeah, but you wouldn't even go and see one, would you?
Right, I wouldn't.
Ah, give me a good book any day. The Torts of Mao Zedong.
Oh, don't you start.
You're missing a great movie.
All right, well, it's my loss then.
You taking bet?
No, it's a place for everything.
Saw your wagon outside there last night.
Yeah, so did Irma's ma.
And she could make things very difficult.
Don't make me laugh.
For bet.
Come off it.
Look, I've been around here longer than you, Spar. I think I know the way things work.
Yeah, you got bogged down, didn't you, Ray?
You're as happy as a sandboy making mud pies.
Never could keep a collar clean, Mrs. Sharples.
Hello, what are you doing here?
Oh, Mrs. Sharples has just fixed things with your old fella.
You haven't.
I wouldn't go back if I were you. You might expose him to temptation.
What, you mean he might clout her?
No. He compliments her on her figure. Well, I suppose that's an achievement.
Ha ha! Goodbye, Sally Army.
I didn't say that.
No, and neither did I. I think I'll go and see Major Parrott again and see if he's got anything for me to do.
She'll do all right as a do-gooder when she's been through the mill a bit.
Feel I already have.
We always think that, every day and every stage we reach. But the sad truth of the matter is there's always something more to follow.
Don't knock, will you?
Repairing the damage. Hey, you've had a clean up.
What's got into you, then?
Been to the movies.
How many did you mow down on the way here?
You what?
I bet you had a go at all the scuffers right between the eyes.
Yeah, and a little old lady with a poo... How did you know?
I knew a fella once, you know, and every time he went to see a flick, he used to come out thinking he was somebody else. Like with Norman Wisdom, you know, he used to come out walking bandy-legged.
Your fella, was he?
Yeah, for a bit.
You must have known him well.
I thought I did. I was only 16. You don't know much at that age.
You trying to put me down?
What about?
Making cracks about me age.
No. No, I wasn't, funnily enough. Does it worry you being young with me?
Don't worry about nothing.
Seriously?
No.
I worry about it. I worry about it with you.
That's 'cause you're ignorant.
Well, look at what you just said about repairing the damage.
Oh, come on, don't be soft. That's just a turn of a phrase. I'd say that to any chick.
You wouldn't say it to that Judy bird. I mean, you wouldn't have to say it to her.
She slaps gunge on her face.
You don't have to pretend not to understand, Frank.
I'm telling you, straight up she slaps it on.
What I mean is she's 16. She's 16 if she's a day.
Right, I agree with you. She's underage.
Underage for what?
Well, 16 is the age, isn't it? For having sex.
I thought that's what you meant.
Right, there's your answer. That'd be a right Burke. That is what you're on about.
No. Look, what I mean is, she's young. And when I saw you together, well, you seemed to fit. More than you and me.
Let me be the judge of that.
So you mean?
I mean, it's 7:30 on a Friday night. There's other places I could be, you know.
Well, what are you doing here?
Brain damage.
Seriously?
Yes, seriously. I don't know.
That's not much of a try.
All right. All right, there's me, there's Frank. I say to you I could be anywhere. I'm such a popular guy. Well, maybe that's a lot of rubbish. Maybe it's not true.
You mean these other people where you could be? They don't want you there?
How do I know?
But with me, you know. You know I want you.
Yeah.
So you want me?
I told you that already. Them very words.
Yes, but that was different.
Oh, stop faffing, will you? Anyway, you're meant to be dead.
I don't die easy.
I know that, kid. That's why I like you. They say chicks is tough boys, so you don't die so easy.
I don't half love you, Frank. I don't half love you.
Only half? What's that supposed to mean? And I worth the old bit, then?
You're worth everything. You're dead worthless, but you're worth everything.
You know, you don't want to say things like that.
Why?
You don't, that's all. Hey, how about some music? How about a bit of soul?
Are you living at that shop?
No.
Right, then you're not being inconvenienced.
No, but I'm incorporated.
If by that you mean concern, so am I in a way, but for different reasons.
Well, my reasons are for my position.
Yes, mine are to do with people, not position. People who have come a cropper.
My trade stands to be damaged.
So does that girl.
Bet Lynch. Oh, she's been damaged once too often, if you ask me.
That only makes it worse.
One tin of corned beef, half a pound of marge, 2 packets of tea, bottle of tomato sauce, bottle of Worcester sauce.
Hang on.
Hilda, this is the age of instant everything. Speed is of the essence. Now, can you chuck in a bit of celery and a turnip or a parsnip? Well, it doesn't matter very much, does
Well,
it?
does your corned beef matter very much? Because we haven't got none.
No, what? A corner shop with no corned beef? That's never been heard of.
Well, it's been heard of now. Luncheon meat, do you?
Not likely. Bully beef or nothing. I mean, Britannia didn't rule the waves on luncheon meat, you know. Can you just see it? Well, here, what about the rest?
Yeah. Oh, sorry, no beans. We're right out.
Beans?
No, been a rush on them, you see.
Hilda, fact of life, there's always a rush on baked beans. Just try a bit harder, will you? I mean, you cannot conceivably have a shop here with no beans in it.
Not a tin. Not even them with sausages in.
Oh, the sun's still there. The world's going round all right. Law of gravity's all right. In fact, God is still in his heaven. But you have got a shop here with no beans in it.
It's all very well you being comical, but you can't blame me.
Hilda, who else is there?
Well, it's all this...
The supply and demand?
Yeah, it's all this supply and demand what's caused it, you see.
When's Irma getting back?
She's taken another week.
Well, in that case, Hilda, I think it's a time for a lesson on basic economics. Now, when the Chancellor of the Exchequer, if there really is one, weighs up the state of the economy, it's not unlike running a shop. If you want to flog
It's
someone...
no good you trying to blind me with science. We've still got no beans.
With science? Hilda, if you want to run a shop, you've got to have stuff on the shelves to flog, right?
Well, yeah, that's a
Right, then where's my baked beans? Sorry about this, Billy. And where's my corned beef? Oh, Mrs. Corwell, 10 to 1, you will want, among other things, a tin of beans.
No, thank you, Ken. It's my birthday, so I'm thinking of having something a bit fancy. Oh, and thank you, and Val, for your card.
Oh, yeah, many happy returns.
Your birthday, is it, love? Many of them.
Can I have 5 of them small cigars, please?
Oh, yeah.
And the same from me, Mrs. Caldwell.
Oh, thank you very much. I had a card from Charlie Moffat and a lovely one from Sonny Jim, the River Dart in Devon, so I think I know where he is. And one from Handel. Oh, it's ever so nice because they're spread out right across the mantel shelf.
Oh, when's the party, love? I'll bring a bottle.
Oh, I'm afraid there won't be anything like that. I haven't made any plans.
Oh, well, never mind. I'll see you then. Ta-ra.
Yeah, never mind. I was bored stiff at the last orgy I went to. Thank you. Anyway, many happy returns.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Hello, can I hurry up with that tea? Val's waiting.
Right.
Mrs. Caldwell, I'm glad I found you. Birthday card. I didn't post it because I'm protesting against the charges it slapped on. Flaming Nerve, the post office, any road, happy birthday.
Oh, well, it's very nice of you to think of it. At eventide in twilight gleams, everything more lovely seems. So on your birthday may you be blessed with happy thoughts and a well-earned rest.
Well, it's a bit soppy, but it's best I could do for a bob.
Oh, well, it's the thought that counts.
You don't forget at our time of life, do you?
Well, not everyone's remembered. Not everyone.
Oh, well, now you know who your friends are. Oh, a quarter of humbugs, love. And seeing as how it's her birthday, we'd better have a pound of escargots.
You are?
Escargots. Don't say you've got none.
To my knowledge, we never have had. What are they?
Don't you know?
No.
Well, they're snails. That's what they call them. They eat snails, you know. Of course, over in France, they'll eat out if it's got a fancy name.
Snails? Oh, well,
Get on. I would have it pulling your leg. Give us a tin of beans.
Got none of them neither.
What?
Beans, English, we haven't got none.
Well, hey, what do you make of that?
Well, I don't know. She's always remembered before, and I've always remembered hers. I'm most particular.
What are you on about?
Ina.
What? Do you mean to say that...
She's the only one who's forgotten.
Morning. Morning, lover. Going through okay?
You again? I don't know why you don't just move in here, lock, stock and bungo. Save us all a lot of bother.
What a great idea. I might just do that, Ma.
He seems a very forward young man.
Oh, you don't know the half of it, Mrs. Caldwell. When our Irma left me in sole charge of this shop, she said to me, keep an eye on that girl upstairs, she says. But what can you do? He's been in and out of here like a blooming yo-yo every 5 minutes.
Oh, well, I suppose they're only young.
Well, if you ask me, I'm not giving her that many years myself, but I don't know. They're besotted, them two. Besotted.
Make us a cup of tea, kid.
Hard night.
Oh, I'm bust, honest. I'll be glad when they get that motorway open. That road is driving me around a twist. They're trying to wipe me out, you know that? Road works everywhere. Guys in Jaguars doing 25 down the middle of the road. And me bombing down with 6 ton on. Trying to kill me.
You want to take it easy, you know. There was a thing in the papers yesterday. Lorry driver went over a bridge. His brakes give out or something.
Yeah? Brakes on that thing are shot and all. See? Trying to kill me.
Anyway, you're back and that's all that matters. I worry about you, you know.
Don't worry, girl. They won't get Frankie. Just as long as I get me Kip.
I'm glad to be back. Back here, you know.
I'd be glad of a bed anywhere, frankly.
Well, that's not very flattering.
You know what I mean. Come here. You're all right. You know that, kid. You're all right.
Just all right?
I'm tired. Give me a couple of hours and then I'll do the big, passionate lover bit. All right?
Do you want to?
You're always asking questions. Of course they do that, don't they, when they're interrogating you? Keep you awake until all hours of the night.
I'm not, am I? Interrogating you.
I'll talk. I'll talk. I'll tell you everything.
Do you love me?
What brought that on?
Do you?
Of course I love you.
Come on, in you come now. I hope you don't mind, Valerie, but I've invited Mrs. Colwell to have a cup of tea, and it's warmer in here of a morning than what it is in my house.
No, hello, Mrs. Colwell.
Hello. There you are, I knew you wouldn't mind. Go and put the kettle on, love. Is Ken not here?
No, he's just gone. To tell you the truth, I was just on my way too.
Oh, well, that's all right.
No, not at all, love. No, my first appointment's not for a bit. I can always keep her talking while I get straight.
Well, I don't want to put you out.
Look, if you can't put folks out on your birthday, when can you put them out?
Oh, of course, it's your birthday.
Oh, I have thanked Ken for your card.
Oh, that's all right. You never forget the twins.
Oh, well, that's easy. They both come at once.
It's a big one this time, isn't it? Well, you can't possibly overlook a birthday as important as that.
I'm afraid you can.
Oh, who's not remembered?
She's had a card from everybody except Ina Sharples.
I don't believe it. It's probably got lost in the post or something. It'll come.
No, I'm afraid she's just forgot. And she's had no excuse because I kept dropping her in. Well, I mean, I always think it saves a lot of embarrassment all round if you can make people remember on the sly. Only Ina hasn't.
Well, look, I must rush. Uncle Albert, you know where everything is. You can fend for yourself, can't you? The best biscuits are in a tin marked flour. Now that they're starting to read, I've got to put the biscuits in a tin marked flour, if you see what I mean. And you make the tea because it's her birthday.
Right. Hello.
See you.
Hello, love. You know, I reckon it's a dirty trick when folks forget your birthday, especially when it's 70 and 10. Somebody'll have to speak to Ina Sharples. I reckon I'm just the fella to do it.
Bad night, eh? Can I help you?
Yeah, I hope. Do you touch truck like?
Oh, it depends. What's the bother?
Brakes.
Not air brakes, Harry.
No, hydraulic. I think it's the master cylinder.
I should be able to manage that. I'll get Alan onto it. Hey, you're, Frank, what's it, aren't you?
Last of a great line of what's it.
My name's Billy Walker.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, yeah, of course. You get in the Rovers quite a bit, don't you? Alan! You're with that blonde bird, Bet. What's it? You got something going there, have you?
Oh, you know. Just good friends, like.
And that's the way to keep it. Oh, Alan. Frank here's having a bit of bother with his lorry. Brakes. Take a look at it, will you?
Yeah, it's just outside. I had to go myself last night, like, just trying to sass it out, you know? There's not much you can do on the road in the dark.
Yeah, he thinks it might be the master cylinder.
Well, let's see what the daylight reveals.
You, know a bit about motors, do you?
Enough. You got to, driving beat-up old barras like that for a living. You'd never get home otherwise.
Yeah, well, bum lorry's a bad business. Nobody ever tell your boss that.
Doesn't look it. You're the boss here, aren't you?
I'm doing my best.
Well, I mean, if you never ever need an extra hand like I could do with the money. A couple of hours now and again.
I'll bear it in mind. We do get a bit pushed sometimes.
You were right. You were lucky to get back in one piece.
Just a fantastic driver, mate.
I've known a few fantastic drivers in my time. Of course, they're not all still here to brag about it.
Yeah, well, that's the luck of the game, ain't it?
Well, you won't be driving that anywhere today.
Can we fix it?
Yes, we can fix it. We just haven't got the spares in stock, that's all. It'll take a day.
No skin off my nose.
Tomorrow, then.
Fair enough. You can drop into the Rovers sometime and have a little chat over your proposition.
Not forgetting to have a few jars while we're at it. See you, Bill.
See you, Frank.
Ina, look, I'll see you in the Rovers later. I can't stop now or I shall miss the post.
The post? What are you going to post? Perhaps you won't need to post it.
Of course I need to post a free offer off a soup label. Not that they're fooling me, you can't get nout for nout. But seeing that you've paid for it anyhow, you might just as well have it.
Do you remember what day it is today?
Wednesday. What about it?
Well, Wednesday, we usually go to the market, and I've got some special shopping to do, special for today.
Oh, I can't be bothered. There's too much of a chill set in.
Well, I did need to go today.
Oh, well, Atten, you'll be better off by yourself. You never can make your mind up when I'm with you. Look, it is the last day for the offer, and I must be off. Look, I'm getting my dinner from the Chipley. Will I see you there?
No, Ina. I don't think you will.
Oh, well, be like that.
Mr. Bradley, I'd like to ask you a few questions. Ah, gotcha!
Of course, I could always remove your sense of humour, couldn't I? I'm sorry to say the operation isn't painless.
Ah, come on. Yeah, you should have seen your face.
More than I can say for yours. What blew you in?
Ah, there's nothing doing down the smoke. So, I thought, how's me old Oppo Frank getting on?
Very nice, Tar.
Doing all right, are you?
Yeah, I am. Look, Judge, you're a nice fella and a good skin and all that. But I'm telling you, don't lean too heavy on my little scene, all right?
All right. What little scene's that, then? Hey, you're not shacked up with that full frontal blonde piece, are you?
I'm not shacked up with her, no. But we're doing all right.
She good for comes across all right, does she?
I could always do something about that one-track mind of yours, you know.
Oh, come on, this is Judge, your old Oppo.
She's very nice, get it? And very generous. So stop knocking her.
Oh, I get it. Pays your way, does she? Yes, you're a jammy get.
So how's things with you, then?
Oh, I'm broke.
Had any new experiences lately?
I'm hungry.
You're sitting in a chippy, aren't you?
I'm broke, though.
You're trying to touch me for your dinner?
Well, you are me mate. And you're the one with the generous beard.
You could make a great loser one of these days, Judd. Go on, get him in.
I want 9 penn'orth and a bit of cod, please.
Good morning.
Afternoon.
You're a bit precise today, aren't you?
Yes, I'm always very precise what time it is and what day it is.
Why, yeah, well, whatever it is, it's infectious. Minnie Caldwell's been going on about what days it is. Is it officially winter and I don't know what?
Well, she would, wouldn't she? It's of interest to her.
What's got into you all? Would you mind telling me?
Minnie Caldwell and today's date. Does it not connect?
September the 3rd. It's her birthday.
And who forgot?
Oh, heck.
Hiya.
Oh, there, girl. Give us a kiss.
I would, only old Jackson gets dead jealous. Is the lorry fixed?
It's in Billy's. It's off the road for today.
Oh, well, come round to my place and put your feet up. Shall I get it?
No, it's all right. We've got company. He'll get him in.
Oh, no, not him. When did he turn up?
Just now, back from London. Same 3 times, Judd. Cod and chips.
He's not staying, is he?
Who knows? Footloose is all, Judd.
Well, his feet match his mind then, and for my money, you can point him in the other direction. He's a bad influence on you.
Get away. He's all right.
He leads you on.
He couldn't influence nothing. If he had a parrot, he'd teach him to squawk.
It's not funny. Does he think he's staying round here?
Hello, darling. Glad to see me, are you? Because the answer's yes, I am staying round.
Right, come on then, we can't wait here all day. What do you want? You want some sherbet fizzes? Sherbet fizzes coming up, they are too. Right, Hilda! Now what do you want then?
Yeah.
Oh, there you are. I thought perhaps you were turning it into a self-service store.
No, I'm sorry, Ken. I've just been, a bit up to here, like.
Good. All right, well, if you've organised yourself, you'll have one of them and she's got 2 sherbet fizzes.
They are, love. That's 1 and 2.
1 and 2. There we are. What have you been doing back there then? Checking the stock at last?
Well, yeah, I thought I'd best give it some thought.
Not before time, is it? Come on then, you two.
We're getting very low.
Yeah, well, there's more to shopkeeping than you originally thought, isn't there?
Yeah, hey, you know what you were saying this morning?
It's a well-known fact that people like me can... leave it, Peter. It's been on the floor with it. We can theorise about anything except the practical side. That is up to you.
Yeah, but in theory, like, what do I do?
Order some stuff?
Oh, well, yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh, then you got no problem, have you? Right,
no,
off
but
we
just
go.
a minute, Ken, you don't understand. I'm at a bit of a loss. Where do I order it from?
Well, I've never actually been in the trade, but from where Irma gets it from?
Oh, yeah, of course. Oh, but where's that? Oh, she never said.
Anyone got any smokes then?
Right out.
There's plenty in the shop next door.
You're trying to get rid of me, aren't you?
And what gives you that idea?
Judd, me old darling, I think it's time you tiptoe quietly out. I'll see you tomorrow, OK? Go rob a bank or something.
Yeah, OK. I only do it to keep me poor old grey-haired man from the workhouse, you know. Ta-da, darling. And I love you too. See you tomorrow, Frank.
Tomorrow, Judd. Next time, try being a bit nicer to Judd. He's me mate.
Who needs mates like that?
Look, let's get it straight. I choose my own friends. You don't have to like them. Come on, stupid. Give us a smile. Let's go for a drive, huh? There's a great pub up around Birtle. Then we'll go to Southport.
I thought the lorry wasn't fixed, though.
Stuff the lorry. I've got a surprise for you. Come in.
Hey, what are you playing at?
Whoa!
It's only a pumpkin, Cinderella, so we'd best be in early.
Where'd you get it?
Told you, my fairy godmother.
Oh, come off it, Frank.
I'm telling you, a mate will work lending me just for the day, like. So get in. Right, look happy, will you? And grit your teeth, we're gonna live dangerously.
Come on, get in. Stop arguing and get yourself sat down.
Many happy returns of the day and make good use of that. I got to the market after all.
Oh, Ina, you've remembered at last. I know what it is. No, it isn't. It's an hot pot.
Well, I can't for the life of me imagine what else you thought it was.
Oh, well, I'm not going to tell you, but an hot pot's much nicer any road.
Well, I suppose it was selfish of me. But I got fed up with eating out of that second cousin to a bedpan with a crack in it what you've got now.
Oh, well, it's very nice. I'll have to wrap it up again so I can show it to Bobby properly, and then he'll know it's a present.
Hey, come on, give it here. Let's put it down here and get on with your meal. It's all on Ina. Look, and we're having soup to kick off with.
Oh, well, thank you very much, Ina. My word, that's very nice of you. I expect it was Albert Tatlock what had to jog your memory in the end, but it's a lovely treat.
Now, don't go harbouring grudges. We're none of us perfect, not even you. Oh, God knows. I can't think in all your days you've ever harmed a soul, lass. I'm sorry I forgot.
It's all right.
Well, come on, get on with your soup.
And I don't see why you should be here for a free do. It isn't your birthday.
Hey, look who's come.
No.
It's chocolate.
Oh, you're not supposed to say what it is. That's supposed to be a surprise when it's open.
Oh, well, that's very nice. I'm very fond of chocolate, I am. Come on.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear Mimi. Happy birthday to you. Very good.
Oh, good morning. Good evening. I believe I have the pleasure of addressing Mrs. Ogden.
Yeah, that's right. I'm Mrs. Ogden.
I hope I'm not calling at an inconvenient time.
Oh, well, if it's about the gas, my husband went down today to pay it off. It was an oversight.
No. My name's Gilfeather. I represent Unifoods. We're a new company in the area, and naturally we're offering nothing but the best of produce at nothing but the lowest prices. And we're starting off as we mean to continue, might I add.
Come again.
Maybe I can show you a few of our lines.
Oh, it's full of food. Biggest packed lunch I've ever seen.
No, these are samples.
Oh. Oh, yeah. My stand used to live on 3 samples at one time.
No, madam. These are a few of the Unifood bargain lines. Now, as you can see, we deal in all the basic commodities, plus a few special lines. Now, this, for instance, is our own brand of mashed potato. It's in every way as good as the big brands, and, in fact, it is surplus...
You're flogging it.
Well, I'm doing my best.
Wholesale, like?
In a nutshell.
Oh, hey, I think you've saved me bacon.
Bacon. Cured on a farm, vacuum-packed, guaranteed stays fresh for a week. One of our best lines.
Very nice. Oh, what's them?
Oh, they're black olives. They're really more a delicatessen line. You wouldn't have much call for those.
Oh, I don't know. There's quite a few with delicate stomachs round here, you know. Hey, that's a bit little for a tin of sardines, isn't it?
No, they're anchovies.
Oh, yeah, of course they are, yeah. Well, I'll have a couple of dozen of them.
Oh, quite honestly, Mrs. Ogden, I don't think that anchovies are your best bet.
Are you trying to tell me my business?
Oh, no, of course not.
Well, then, I know what goes on round here, you know. Benefit of experience is that.
Naturally, you know your own customers
I
best,
had
but...
a man in here this morning wanting snails. French, you know. Of course, mind you, I can't lay my hands on them very easily these days. You've not got no snails in there, have you?
I must admit, I haven't.
No. No, well, I don't suppose you cater very much for the more sophisticated class of customer. Let's see what else you've got. Oh, guavas. Oh, yeah, well, I'll have a couple of dozen of them.
If you say so.
And truffles, oh. Is there any more?
I've got a load more out in the car.
Well, let's have it in.
Right, come on.
Where are you going?
Back to your place.
Well, what are you doing out there?
We're walking. It's only half a mile.
What about your mate's car?
What, mate?
Frank, what are you playing at?
Come on, let's go.
Do you mean you stole it?
That's right, kid. Do anything for you.